Tyrion, put down the crossbow. This is how you want to speak to me, huh?
All my life, you've wanted me dead.
Yes. Put down that crossbow.
I murdered her with my own hands.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Go back to my chambers and speak with some dignity.
I can't go back there. She's in there.
Are you afraid of a dead whore?
Every time I watch that clip, I'm more on Tywin's side, dude. I'm like, come on, hey, listen, it doesn't matter. She's just a dumb whore.
You hear his delivery? He's like,
yeah,
what, like, dude, you afraid of a dead whore? And then he gets shot for it. Are you serious? It's like, hey, dude, let's go back to my chambers. Let's just talk about this like two reasonable adults. It's like, I can't go back there. Like, what, are you afraid of a dead whore? Are you supposed to die for that? That's BS. Welcome to our episode 4 live stream, right? Episode 4
of season 2 of House of the Dragon, dude.
Okay.
Arguably, some online, some people are saying this is the best episode. I like this episode for a lot of the awesome action we get to see. They definitely. I like that during the day as well, but there's just some things in there, especially as a book reader. Push up my glasses. It kind of threw me off. I'm a huge fan, as much as other people are, but. We'd like to know what you guys think real quick down below.
I like that the humans finally won. That's one win for Earth. The xenomorph is dead, right? Earth prevails on Independence Day, dude. Are you serious?
Dude,
how did it line up like that? July 4th?
I mean, I don't want to spoil it too soon, but, we're going to have our Rest in Peace, Rest in Piss segment, and I think I know where Rhaenys is going. Yeah, but so many people online are like, "Oh, rest in peace, rest in power, Queen." Oh, it's like, dude, stop. She is insufferable, and I'm so mad. Our beautiful boy Sunfire got a little bit of the screen, but when he was on the screen, he was so golden and beautiful. I loved him in every way.
Best. It couldn't have been better. It couldn't have been. Well, it honestly could have been a little bit better. But yeah, the time we got with him, I soaked it up. The sun was reflecting off his scales, and I was taking in his vitamin D through the screen. It was beautiful. Oh, and Aegon's too, of course. How could you?
Of course. Hey, if you guys are here, thanks for being here. Be sure to smash that like button. It's absolutely free. You can do it, and you can also watch this. You know what you can do if you want to really help the channel out. You can DP the stream, right? You can go on a browser, open up a couple windows, or do one on your phone, do one on your computer, and it really does help our engagement. So please smash that like button. Keep commenting your dumb thoughts so we can make fun of you. Hey, also, real quick, we have can you see it on here at all? Does this show up? The membership. You can join right now. You can join, be a member, and we have custom emojis. And the more people we have in there, the more emojis we can actually put out there. And we'll see one person becomes a member, and you'll see the awesome emojis we have. We have 4 of them up, and I think all 4 of them bang. We only have 4.
But it's unbelievable. I know we need more members. We can add more emojis. We want to have like 16 ideally, or maybe even like 160 or something like that. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Come on, more. We need more. So for this episode review, do you want to just go through like timeline wise, or do you want to talk about like characters, or what do you want to do? What we liked first what we didn't like?
Oh, hold on, real quick. Hold on, before we get into it, we got a super chat. And we also got one of our great friends from YouTube here. Mike has bad knees, who unfortunately is Team Black, but he can't help it. And he just gifted 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Mike. Dude, that means so much to us. Every person, if you've enabled gifts to get memberships on here, you can use... Yeah, you can use the little gift emojis. And it's only going to be $1.99 for the membership. And you get emojis, and you get a free super chat every month. So thanks, Mike, a lot.
Speaking of $1.99, we got a super chat right here from our boy, Christian Mascagni. Make the bad man fly. Yes, we will. We will, Christian, in honor of our sweet, sweet boy, the strongest boy in the realm.
And the seed is strong.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, we got we got Damon with a gun. That's one of my favorite things we've made
Oh,
is
I
Damon
love
with the
Damon
gun.
with the
Yeah.
gun. Well,
All
dude,
right.
that was a thumbnail for a great video we did just a long time ago. It was like the best kills of Damon, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
one of our worst performing videos of all time. I don't know why. Like that thumbnail is hilarious.
It is funny. What would you think about Damon in this episode? He's going on a little. Is this a? I watched the behind the scenes thing. What they said about him.
Oh
Did you watch that as well?
no, I did like the after episode
Okay.
thing. No, I did not.
I'm asking you, what do you think is their, um, what kind of things are they doing to Damon there? Are they torturing him? What is the writers trying to portray in these scenes here?
But dude, you know what I thought was super weird? I was watching it. And I kind of understand what they're going for in a way, but like that, like Damon, Damon, like with Damon with the eye patch of Amond. Like how weird was that? It was such a strange shot
Yeah.
to do. But okay, listen, I'll say this though right off the bat. I actually think that the Harrenhal stuff with Damon, even though it was kind of strange, I still think it's probably the most interesting thing going on right now. I think it's really cool. I like the aesthetic and the environment of Harrenhal. I think it's really good. I like the way he talks to these other lords, these like pathetic, disgusting river lords. The only river lords that deserve any sort of respect are the Freys. Everybody else can basically jump out the moon door. I don't care about anybody else.
True.
But yeah,
Well, I like the Brackens, but yeah, go ahead. Brackens are cool.
cringe. Anyway, I think I think that the way they're doing this whole setup or whatever, I don't think it's torture necessarily. I think he kind of likes it a little bit. It's just kind of opening his
Yeah.
eyes. I'm not sure if I like how like hard they're going at this weirwood tree magic old gods lore. The old gods are cringe, dude. Are you serious? They're belittling my faith in the seven when they show this like hedonistic, disgusting religion.
Yeah, behind the after the show, whatever little talk they have, Ryan Condal said that Damon is facing his sins of the past, and I'm like, I don't know if I really get that. He's kind of being tortured by his past here a little bit, but it feels more like he's being manipulated than he is actually like, oh no, this is my guilty conscience coming up here with like how Rhaenyra started at the beginning. Because honestly, we get the mirror image basically of Damon's introduction into House of the Dragon, right? Where he's sitting on the throne. Now it's Rhaenyra sitting on the throne. But yeah, I don't know. Like it, I was getting a lot of like, was this commentary on like women in general that like, oh yeah, these women, you never can understand them, and even if you kill them and take their head off, they'll still keep talking. I don't know. I didn't really get fully what they're going for because it's kind of all over the place and it's not as maybe direct as they want to be. And that's fine if it's not as direct as they want to be, but I'd like more scenes with them. I mean, need to fully grasp it.
I think the Aemon thing really hit it on. If it wasn't direct, I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I think the Aemon thing really made it way heavy-handed. Like, oh, he's just like Aemon who went and killed Luke.
Yeah, but what does that mean? Like, Aemon, you're like Aemon? Like, oh, damn, look at me. I'm a cringe lord like Aemon. Is that what he's thinking in his head?
Yeah, well,
I don't think Aemon's cringe, but
it's like, oh god, please tell me he doesn't have a sapphire eye under there. Like, not my face. But no, I think that they are. That's why it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But that's what they're going for. Like, they're kind of retroactively making Daemon regrettably having done all this stuff now. Like I'll tell you what, this basically confirms to me that after Cheese asked him like, well, what do we do if we can't find Aemon in the castle, boss? Like as soon as he said that, and then Daemon gives him that little like, he definitely didn't tell him to go kill Jaehaerys. Like there's no way he wouldn't have ordered that if we now get this kind of reaction from it, unless he's supposed to be like going through his preteen arc where he's not sure of his own convictions and morals yet. Like how many people has Daemon killed in his life? It's just slaughtered for maybe some reason that's good, maybe a reason that's terrible, maybe no reason at all. A ton, right? Between like the War in the Stepstones, his time in the City Watch, just random little escapades he's gone on. And they want us to believe now that he has this weird regret for killing people. Like he hasn't established his morals already. Like, I don't know. It makes me feel like he reluctantly did the blood and cheese thing, maybe on behalf of Rhaenyra, thinking Rhaenyra was really going to be happy about it. And then now she's not. He's like, oh, shit. Like, I messed up. So I don't know. It's just a weird, like, idiot Daemon thing. But I like the aesthetics of this whole situation. I think it's good.
No, I want to talk more about this whole Harrenhal like scene with Daemon because it is the most like interesting, most character development I think we get in this episode. Even though we get this Aemon spoiler alert we get this Aemon betrayal of Aegon, which again is on the book. So this is kind of coming out of left field for a lot of people that kind of knew the spoilers already. But before we get into more Harrenhal stuff, we do have a couple super chats. Hey, super chat if you want us to for sure read your comment. Otherwise, we'll just periodically grab some things that kind of jump out at us. But we do have a new member, Bussin Jeeber.
He's been in our chat before.
Yep. And then also got a
Severa, $5. Would you consider making a video about Carl Tanner? Listen, we want to make videos about like every single little small character that we can extract some kind of good material out of for a video. We love to make takes on it, but we just can't make videos like that yet. We need to audience needs to get bigger. Otherwise, the algorithm will just take us to pound school. You know what I mean? Like, it will.
I mean, we try to do some more House of the Dragon like content, like because that's out right now, and we do our live streams because people are talking about it right now. We want to engage with people that are talking about it, but YouTube, whenever we make those videos, they do crush it. Look at our last couple of videos. They were just like, no, I'm sorry. And then as soon as we do a Joffrey one, it's like, hey, or Red Wedding one, I'm like, hey, this is kind of interesting. We'll share this out to more people. But we do plan on doing a Carl Tanner. And we also plan on doing, look at this. People are already calling us out again, Gator.
Play some bets on what comes out first, Winds of Winter or Craster video. Dude, the Craster video is going to come out way before Winds of Winter. If you idiots have anything to do, or, if you contribute positively to our channel, all we need is 10,000 subs of that Craster video is coming out. Come on, that's all we need.
There we go. We'll say 10K for Craster. Yes. Also, I think our Craster video is going to have more of a cultural significant impact than Winds of Winter too. So, yeah, I'm sure you can get good odds over in Vegas as well if you want to make that bet.
Well, I've been texting George a lot, and he's given me some like on the DL, like some great underground info about Craster that's going to be exclusive on our channel. So be ready for that.
There we go. A1.
Where does Alice Rivers get the accent?
We'll talk about that because that's one of my things I don't like in this episode with a little bit of her. And then we also have 3 new members. Also, Zax, one of our mods, Abomination AJ, our boy, and also Mike Has Bad Knees, who gifted so many memberships, but not for himself. What a kind man.
He's very giving.
He's a very giving boy. But let's go back to the Daemon, dream sequence here, right? So he has this scene with Rhaenyra, and she says, "Oh, you created me. Oh, you're just afraid of me. You only pissed off because your brother loves me more." It's like, why would Daemon be pissed off about that? If my brother loved his daughter more than me, that's totally understandable. Why is that like such a hung up, or like that thing that Daemon would be pissed about, or that Rhaenyra would think that would get to him?
I know, yeah. It's like, dude, no one in the right mind would ever be mad about this unless you're some kind of a psychopath. And they're really, that's the weird part. They're not leaning into that with Daemon. If anything, they're taking Aemon to that like psychopath level. This weird, like no emotion, just killing indiscriminately kind of thing. Whereas Daemon, even though we kind of got hints at that in the first season, they're really showing that to just be like a somewhat loose cannon, emotionally responsive nature of his, like here we're seeing active regretting of these terrible things he's done in the past that, by the way, aren't even that bad. I mean, come on, this is wartime. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's that bad,
out.
but they're really making him feel bad about this stuff. But at the same time, they're bringing up these weird psychopathic traits as if he'd be angry at his brother. He also loved his brother, but no brother's going to be jealous of their, of the other brother for loving their daughter more. Are you serious? It's not even a son, like male on male.
Yeah, it's not like his stepson. It's like, oh yeah, you right. Hate me because I'm his stepson. He loved me more. I have no biological connection to him, but he likes me more, even though you're his brother. It's like, yeah, that would piss me off. That would get me going. But this is totally different.
Oh yeah, like you say, stepson. That's like 2 tiers down, right? Like blood son and adopted son, both. You can have even a son that's not blood related to you, and it would still be valid in this situation. If it's, an adopted son, like you raise this kid, you love this kid, this is your successor. Basically taught him everything you know. But yes, the stepson, that'd be another situation, but that ain't it.
Okay, 2 other things about this. She says to him, "You created me." Does Daemon think that he created her? And does that mean metaphorically or physically?
I think he physically created her and metaphorically created her, and Daemon is fully convinced of it 100%. Just like he's convinced that brothers should love their brothers more than their kids. Oh yeah. Well, who told him this? Is this Alice Rivers trying to convince him?
Yeah, I guess Rhaenyra is just.
What do you mean gullible? His own mind, his own manifestation, his head convinced him.
I guess maybe because she's thinking like, dude, Well, man, I was about to say that her brain looks so big, but her brain doesn't look big at all. This crown looks so weird. It looks like it's been stuffed to make it fit her head. Rhaenyra does not look good with this crown on. Do you notice that at all? It just kind of
Oh,
doesn't
it
sit
looks
right.
really
Kind of looks like
strange.
an Aegon with his crown at first in season 1, the
Well,
Conqueror's
she
crown
she,
on.
she kind of has like a circular head, more so like it
Hmm.
equal dimensions in all ways rather than stupid older Rhaenyra. But you know what? What else I like these scenes? I like to see young Rhaenyra because even though this season, I guess we have to wait till the end of the season to really make a judgment like that, and we definitely will. But I kind of have fonder memories of watching the first season over this, even though the first season wasn't that great of House of the Dragon, especially compared to Game of Thrones, right? I don't know.
Mhm.
There's just something about the early episodes of House of the Dragon season 1 that are kind of more appealing than what we're seeing now in season 2. And I guess Young Rhaenyra is kind of a little reminder of that. There's just something nice about it. Maybe it's just I hate Emma Darcy so much. Maybe it's something about that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I like seeing young Rhaenyra. I do like seeing young Rhaenyra. Here, real quick, I'm gonna
Uh,
read the super chat we got here for
yeah, you're good.
199 from our boy Christian. Price sell video. I'll sponsor it. All right, you promise? We're gonna send you a expense sheet. Okay, we're gonna post it.
Yeah, I like Pycelle. That's the one person I think we missed on our simp tier list was Pycelle because he is a big simp for
He
our
is.
boy Tywin. He's like, oh,
And we would love to make a
he's
video.
gone too soon. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, dude, when he gets his beard cut like aggressively in that one scene, oh, I cut the chin like that. Are you shitting me? Oh, I would hurt.
yeah. Also, just I was about to say a bad word on YouTube that would demonetize, but he should just walk into traffic. That's what he should do. I caught myself. I don't want to say it the wrong way.
Yeah, A1, give us a pass
hold
for
on.
that word too, would you?
Yeah.
This
200
is
people watching, not even 70 likes. Guys, hit the like button. Do it right
on
now.
Advice and Fire fans. Can you guys not do math? Like, listen, 70 likes. No, yeah, 70 like 200 watching. Makes sense to me. No, 200 plus watching, 200 plus likes. It's easy. It's easy math.
And then we have another super chat here by
Dyer.
Black Dyer.
That
Go ahead.
Does that C have like an interesting little symbol beneath it, or is that my computer?
No,
having a little smudge on
it's
it?
your eyes. No, it's like a different symbol there.
Dude, that's
It's weird.
badass. How'd you make that little seat like that? You guys are hilarious. Keep up the great work. All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We'll try. We'll try really hard.
If you hear my dogs bark in the background, I don't know what's going on. They, for some reason, know I'm live streaming. They're like, I need attention now. But yeah, I really like the Daemon scenes in all of this. I think they're getting more into his character, and I really hope we don't get like a because we saw a little bit of what happens next episode. We're not spoiling anything, but it just definitely seems like he's going through a character arc here. And at least they're developing it out. Unlike with our boy Aemond in this episode, who felt like whatever he is doing now is just going on a express way of becoming the little stinker bingus he is in this season, you know? I don't know if you want to talk about Aemond right now or not, but
I think we
just
go
like
to Alice
that
Rivers
Daemon.
before Aemond.
That's fine. Yeah, I just
Aemond.
like Daemon is taking the slower path here than the one that Aemond is on and doesn't feel nearly as satisfying. But yeah, well, I'll go into right after this dream sequence. Daemon wakes up and he has like blood on his hands, right?
Yeah,
On his right hand. Is that supposed to be a metaphor for there's blood in your hands? Like, can you make it any more heavy-handed there, House of Dragons creators? But how worried would you be if you woke up and there's blood on your hand? And what area do you check first if there's blood on your hand?
There's legitimate blood on my hands. I immediately check
Legit blood.
Yeah, legit blood, and I don't see anything above the covers, right? So I assume it's coming from beneath the covers. I could check my like ass and crotch region, of course, like right away. It's like, what in the world is going on here? And then if there's no one in the bed next to me, like my wife is not in the bed, and there's blood in her area, oh, I think I killed my wife, or somebody killed my wife trying to set me up like that. I don't know. I mean, what do you check first? Definitely the ass, right?
I'm not going to tell you what I check first, but if you wake up with blood on your hands every night for like 3 or 4 nights in a row and there's nothing bloody on you, like when do you go to the doctors or you call like a professional of some sort to help you out?
I don't think I ever call a professional. I think I videotape
I knew
myself
it.
in the middle of the night. Okay, this is bullshit.
All right, we're not gonna we're not gonna get into it. We'll get into it later.
You're not gonna get into it. All right, stay at the end. I'm gonna ask you a
Yeah,
question.
at the end, we'll ask the
Can't silence me for this whole stream. Hey, so speaking of
what's
this whole trip though that Daemon goes on, Alice Rivers, first of all, she's talking some weird shit to him the whole time in that little like chemistry room that she has, right? That little maester's
Oh, yeah.
chamber. She's
Mhm.
doing weird stuff. She's mixing up foods and herbs with her bare hands, like spitting on them,
Oh,
clean them off. It's
dude.
disgusting. It's disgusting. And then she makes this little concoction, whatever it is, probably another birth control, like Mark II or whatever. And Damon is already very sus of her. He's like, "What did you just say about my wife?" And then, he gets disarmed for a minute. And then she makes some other like suspiciously informed comment about his life. He's like, "Wait a minute, what'd you say again?" This keeps happening on repeat. And then she hands him a thing like, "Here, drink this." And then he just drinks it immediately. It's like, how about no? How about no? I'm not drinking anything you make for me, no matter what.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I thought the same thing. As soon as she sticks her hands in it, right? That's one thing. That's red flag number one. Number two, she sucks it off her fingers. No one in Westeros should ever be using their hands in any sort of concoction that isn't going to be boiled or cooked thoroughly right afterwards, right?
Absolutely.
Her licking it off her hands, even though she had like she licks it off and then she puts it in the water. She puts her hands in water. It's like she can clean it off. It's not like she's like, man, this stuff is really sticky. If I don't lick it off, it's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm gonna have like sappy fingers. I'm gonna be sticking to everything. Like I better just lick it now. I'd rather have like my mouth infected with whatever than this. But yeah, Damon, of all the women, he should immediately choke. He doesn't end up choking Alice. Alice, who like somehow knows that there's like some sort of combative or something developing between Rhaenyra and Damon. So we kind of don't know for sure if she has some mystical powers or if this is just some sort of, medical concoction she's pulling up here, right, to get him to, sleep too long. And I want to talk about this concoction here, but we got a couple of super chats I want to get through real quick here.
Sure, hold on.
We have the $1.99, and then we have a Christian one. I don't think we talked this, wrestling the Wormwood.
Yeah, wrestling with Wormwood. Hey, Ryan Condell, Kermit Tully sends his regards. Yeah, dude, exactly.
We'll talk about the Tullys here in a second. Go ahead.
The other one, Christian Muskogee. Aemond humiliating the king at the council meeting brutally. Should have made fun of his horse. Serious payback. Man, I hate how they're doing. Everybody's doing Aegon dirty, man. They're just humiliating him, turning him into this little beta boy who can't help but make bad decisions. Rip, man, yeah. Rip, my boy.
And then here, let's see here.
That's it for super chats, right?
Oh yeah, Gregor says he wants this cup. Yeah, we're gonna talk about like this after effect here, but Nosferatu says something. Is this for you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna find that toad-infested piss hole. Hey, I miss you too, Nosferatu. You see the trailer for Robert Eggers' Nosferatu? Man, I'm pumped.
Yeah, it looks good. But okay, so this before we go into the potion, because this I'm trying to go chronologically, at least within Daemon's story here. Daemon, when he wakes up from that first dream, he immediately goes into a conversation with the son or the grandson of Grover Tully, the Lord Paramount of the Riverlands, and he talks to which slide is this? 1 second. He talks to, is it Elmo?
Slide 23.
No.
There you go.
There you go. Which Tully was it? I have it written down here.
Sorry, what? Like this guy right here? I'm not sure what his name is.
No, Oscar, I don't know. That's it. Oscar Tully. Oscar Tully he talks to here, right? And this is a change in the books because Elmo is actually the son or the grandson of Grover, but for some reason they want to change things here. And they not have Kermit in this either, because this is Oscar. His brother's Kermit, his father's Elmo, and his great grandfather is Grover. So I'm not sure why they're changing so much of this, but immediately when Daemon sits down, I don't know if you see the shot here, he sits so close to him. These chairs are like side saddle chairs, It's like a love seat almost.
Yeah,
like their knees are locking next to each other. I don't know if I can have a conversation with a man if my knees are hitting his knees. Or no,
that's like in Friends when they're at the coffee shop and Friends and the dudes sit right next to look in each other's eyes. No men communicate like that. That's why no one should ever watch Friends. It's embarrassing. But dude, listen, how much do you think these chairs weigh? These look like solid stone chairs. You know how difficult this would be to move? How big of a pain in the ass it would be?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him for just taking a seat, man. And plus, he sits down.
Just pick another seat then. Don't sit the next one that's right next to mine. Just
okay.
Another one.
This is
maybe this was a test.
This is on Oscar Tully for this decision. Daemon, yeah, he was sitting down, but he stands up to greet Daemon, and then Daemon's like, "I'm gonna walk right past you, boy." And then he sits down in the chair, leaving Oscar to be the one to now decide to sit right next to him. He's the one that made that decision. Daemon didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, Daemon's innocent here, buddy boy.
If I wasn't juggling so much right now, on screen and off screen, I would make a poll asking you guys whose fault is this for sitting here?
We know
But
it's
yeah,
not.
I think it's weird. Also, right before he sits down with the Tully, he sees that black goat, and that freaked me out. I hate demonic stuff like that. As soon as you see a black goat, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. And also, quick question: how many bad dreams do you have to have as Damon to then go, you know what? I think I'm leaving, or I'm at least going to sleep somewhere else for a little bit.
How many bad dreams do you have to do before you start saying that? You got to
Yeah,
go somewhere else?
how many bad dreams do I need to experience before what's it called? Before I'm going, I'm not going to be here
No, well,
anymore. I
it's
think
just
I'm going to sleep somewhere else.
well, it depends because maybe like after a few, like maybe 5 or 6 or something like that, where it's like I have now had a consistent, like a whole work week's night or a whole work week's worth of bad sleeping nights. I guess you could try to go sleep somewhere else in the castle, maybe snuggle up with Simon Strong or something like that. But if this is Alice Rivers doing, you're just gonna have shitty sleep there too. And then what do you do? Like, okay, imagine that situation. Imagine you have 5 straight nights of terrible sleep in that one like master chamber there. You go to sleep and snuggle up with Simon Strong. You still have bad dreams. What do? Do you don't leave the castle, do you?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's if you're getting really bad sleep somewhere else, and it's like whether I get some insightful dreams or uh or good sleep if that's your choice, right? Or you get bad. I'm trying to think what would be my choice here. It would be like, hey, I get good sleep, but it's very insightful and kind of bad night terrors, or I get bad sleep, but I have no nightmares. I don't know which one. I think I take the good sleep. I
Well,
guess.
but listen, what if you could just kind of tell them maybe like, okay, this really sucks, but I just feel like at the end of this, there's going to be a life lesson. I'm going to learn something and grow from this situation. You
Cringe.
know what I
No.
mean? It's like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. I want to get out of there. No, I don't need
All right.
that. I got too much going on in my mind. And that's the whole thing with Damon, too. So he gets the river or he gets to Harrenhal and he's kind of just sitting here and waiting. We learn later that he's not telling anybody he's taking Harrenhal, even though the Greens learn it before Team Black that he actually has Harrenhal. He's not returning any of the Ravens. He's leaving their messages on red. He's just like, damn, he's not responding. Why isn't Damon telling us what's going on in Harrenhal? And did anyone honestly believe that Damon is gonna, or I guess, what would you think? Do you think Damon's gonna like turn, do his own thing here?
I
People
mean, no.
comments.
Like,
Yeah, I
as it
think
like
so
has like put his
either.
own
I don't
claim
think
to
so.
the no,
Oh,
like it's so
my
random.
king.
Why would he do that? Why he wouldn't be
No.
having these dreams about being feeling so bad for not like siding more heavily with Rhaenyra, pleasing Rhaenyra if that was the case. I don't think that's supposed to be legit drama. Like, there's no way. They're not trying to convince us of that. If they are, they're idiots, which they are.
Yeah, which they are 100%. Yeah, let's continue on with that dream. Damon then after he talks with this well, actually when he's talking to this Tully kid here, which I love the armor. Oscar's armor here matches Edmure's armor we get in Game of Thrones later on too, and the Blackfish. I like how it kind of looks fish-ish with the scales. But he when Oscar here describes when Oscar describes Grover's condition right now, he's like, oh, he's barely able to speak. He eats just enough to live. Thank the gods he's still alive. I would be, even though I don't even have, a dog in this fight. I'm like, dude, just kill your grandpa. Your grandpa doesn't need to be alive anymore. Like he's grasping onto life, but for what reason? Like his life is insufferable. I'm sure he wants to die, but he can't communicate to most people. And I'm sure he's just eating just enough because he's like, damn, whatever they're making does taste pretty good. I do want to taste that, but otherwise I would want to die.
I thought this whole situation was embarrassing where it's like this kid's like, well, actually, no, sorry. Damon asks him, like, hey, do you speak on behalf of your grandfather here, little boy? And he's like, while he still lives? Like, no, my honorable grand. It's like, that's the way how does anything get done? How does anything get done? I'm not even saying to kill your grandfather. Like Damon says it, it's a little heavy handed, maybe, I guess, for this little kid, whatever. But how does anything, has no decisions been made the whole time if no one but the Lord can make any sort of decree or decide anything for the region?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How does
No,
anything
yeah.
happen? There's no way.
That's the reason
Even
why.
if you don't just kill him. He just take over. Just make a decision right now. You think
But
people
this
aren't
guy,
going to listen to you? They will.
no, I totally agree. I think he could. Well, he's definitely understanding that the Lord Paramount of the Riverlands is so weak. It's leading to the Blackwaters and the Brackens, or Blackwaters, the Blackwoods and the Brackens attacking each other, and no one respects him. So it's like, dude, you need a real leader in there. And I think honestly, if he had enough time with them, I think Damon could peer pressure Oscar here into killing Grover if he wanted to. He's like, come on, dude. Let's go do it together. Come on, we'll do it. It'll be cool. It's like, okay, fine. I'll do it only if we're doing it together and we can be best friends later on.
Dude, Oscar, Damon, like a camaraderie arc, like a new father-son dynamic.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was going to say spoiler. Shit. Dude, well, you know what I would do if I was Damon? Actually, I would indoctrinate this kid, or at least maybe just invite him to spend the night, like to think about it or whatever. Not in the same bed, of course, but maybe in the same bed, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how they are.
I don't
Maybe
know.
Damon
It's
wants to be
bros.
comforting for the night. Yeah, just bros being dudes. And he puts him in that bedroom just to test to see, like, does everybody who sleeps in this bedroom have bad dreams, or is it just me? He
Well,
just sit there
right.
watching him all night. He'd be able to determine by how he wakes up. And I'd be so pissed if I was Damon. I'd be so fucking pissed if I am watching him all night, trying to observe if he has nightmares, and this kid wakes up like, oh man, that was a great night's sleep. You know how mad I'd be? I'd
Yeah.
be so pissed off, dude. It's like, what do I got to do to get a nice sleep like that?
We got some super chats here.
Yes,
Maybe
Christian
that'll
says
give
there's
you a
only
good
one
night's sleep.
Tully who matters. The blackfish. Oh, blackfish. Alpha male. One of the only
Blackfish
people
lives matter.
Tywin.
There you go.
Zoomer G says, why do the writers hate Aegon and Sunfire? I don't know. You know what? I'll send him a text. I'll send him a Snapchat after this.
I don't know either. At least they did Sunfire. They didn't do justice, but they definitely had a good, bond there, and they showed that a little bit there, which I appreciated. I wish they could have had more time. This should have been 10 episodes, and they should have had the ending of the season be this battle. If they actually could have,
I thought
built
they
it
were
out more
before the season aired, even knowing it was only 8 episodes. Whatever. I thought this was going to be the main event because this is the biggest early event in the war. I'm amazed. It makes me wonder where they're going to end the season now, as I don't think that there's really as significant event as the Battle of Rook's Rest in the war until you start getting to like the really like game-changing stuff, which I just don't see happening this season. Like, it's just too far away now. Dick Dastardly says, I'd say the decapitation dream was pleasant. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think seeing her head on the ground talking.
Yeah, that's good.
Retro Mage says, guys, the stream with the boys. All hell Aegon 2, Slayer of the Traitor Dragon, Melees, and the dumb girl boss Rhaenys. Yeah, dude. The xenomorph is dead. Finally.
Yeah. We'll kind of get into that. We're not gonna wait too long to get into that. I want to talk about the mostly Daemon stuff, because that was interesting, and I feel like after we talk about the Battle of Rook's Rest, it's not gonna be nearly as high energy. It was a good sequence, so I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Zoomer G says, do you think Daemon saw young Rhaenyra because he regrets not hitting that young Targissi? Yeah, probably. I mean, to some extent, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd be knowing that cringe Kristen Cole got to it too before me at that point. I'd be like, I don't even want it that bad, but now on the hindsight, I do. Christian says, I feel like Alice Rivers should be hotter to have D under her control. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't know where they're going with Alice Rivers. This just isn't the attitude that I imagined her having from the book, honestly.
No, I agree. She should look hotter. She's supposed to be, my understanding is she's supposed to be kind of like a MILF. Like, you see her and you're like, damn, how old is she? She looks great for her age. And she's supposed to be a milkmaid, so those things are popping. I'm not a Bob's boy, but I'm saying she is supposed to be busting at the seams.
You still got to appreciate it when it's there, right?
Oh, I mean, when they're that far out or that great, apparently, like she has it. Yeah, and we don't know. She's supposed to be, or it's told that she is could have been Lionel Strong's milk or the wet nurse. So it's Lionel Strong, dude. He's old as shit. How is she the wet nurse to him? Or he's Lionel Strong's bastard or his bastard daughter. Which I mean, that's really, really big mistake. Whichever way you make it, it's like, oh no, that's not his wet nurse. That's his daughter.
I mean, it has to tell you, right? She has to be the older version, because if she's just a bastard daughter, that's so many fewer years for like this legend to be built. So there's just no way. She's got to be old. But the show seems to have made the decision here that no, she's not old at all, unless she's supposed to be a red woman type thing. But that's definitely not true. They're going with the weirwood tree BS, man.
Yeah,
Hedonist gods.
I didn't even notice the eye patch from the back until, he turns around fully. But I didn't know who it was who was walking down the corridors. I thought for a second it was going to be King Viserys, and I was like, oh, dude, our boy King V's coming back. He's going to see his brother. He's going to be like, oh, brother, I miss you. I love you. Or at least, like, maybe he won't do that, Daemon. But, he says it in his own different way, right? But nope, he's like, no, he's just Aemond. And what is this, some self-reflection, right? Where I created this monster too. It's all my fault why everyone's bad, naughty people. It's my fault. I really hope that's not the message they're sending.
That's what it is. That's definitely what it is.
No, I have hopes it's going to be, or at least I'll be death of the author and think like, he's like, dude, I'm pretty badass to make such great influence in the realm that people are trying to steal my drip, steal my swag. Hell yeah.
Dude, later on at the end of the stream, we'll just talk like a little bit of spoiler, like speculation or whatever. Because this whole thing with Daemon here, the way they're portraying this, and the fact that we know certain things are being omitted, from the later story involving Damon, I really don't know where they're going for here. It just feels like his character is going to have absolutely no impact. I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, and I'm confused. I don't know how many people read Fire and Blood and know all the source material, but people are like, "Oh yeah, this is a very significant part of Damon in Fire and Blood." It's like a paragraph, and I know a lot of moments are like paragraphs within Fire and Blood. But what does Damon experience at Harrenhal at this period, right? Before there's another significant event. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's an event where there's just a significant event that happens later, but they're not talking about that. They're talking about right now, right? So I'm wondering what they are trying to reference, because Alice Rivers has no effect on him. It's stated in the book, like, oh yeah, she has like some sort of, she might be like a woods witch, or has some concoction, and we don't know if she bathes in the blood of babies. She also has like a bunch of miscarriages, which they think maybe she's been sacrificing this to some demons or the old gods, that way she can gain knowledge and stuff.
Dude,
right? There's this like
wannabe.
Yeah, Craster wannabe.
Embarrassing.
Oh, cringe! Downvote this bitch.
Craster's alive right now, by the way, in the story. He's up there. He's been doing this for thousands of years.
But she has no effect on Damon. It's stated clearly in the book, and not that the book is definitive, but for someone to go, oh, there's something in the book where he it's very significant to his storyline. I'm like, no, I don't know where the hell you're reading this, but please cite it right now.
Yeah, that was the whole thing before the season even started. They're like, "Oh shit, David's going to Harrenhal. Like, this is it, guys. This is it. What's it? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Show me what is this? What's gonna happen? How could they have predicted? Oh, dude, this is the part where Damon goes and has some crazy, trippy fever dreams from a nasty little drink that Alice Rivers makes. All right, well, I don't know where you got that spoiler, but I mean, it's entertaining, I guess.
I do like the call back to the weirwood tree, if that's what he's laying on, in the bed, that it's giving him some sort of dreams. Because Jamie, sits on like a stump, or his head at least lays on one in, I don't know if is it Storm of Swords when he sees it, and he has a dream of like a really vivid dream. And that's interesting. Some people have speculated that because there's a weirwood tree thrown in the Vale, that's the reason why Sweet Robin has seizures, is because he's sitting on that thing and he's just like, oh, there's so much information.
It's like what's that dude, like the Mobius chair from DC, that god or whatever, Batman then becomes like omniscient. Same thing, same universe.
Sweet Robin slowly becoming the god we all knew he was going to be.
Yes, dude, he's the ideal Craster on the throne, and Sweet Robin is his hand. Hey, we didn't read this already, did we? Joshua Vasquez. Dude, Alice Rivers already bad. We didn't read that, did we? Am I reading this twice?
Nope. This is a brand new one.
Right.
Nope.
Well, we appreciate the super chat, Matt. Yeah, dude. She's bad looking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I want a witch to be some sort of tempting object for Damon, who is a person who definitely likes to, sling his stuff around. But right now he's on his grind set right now, so he's retaining all of that. But at least I wanted her to look tempting. She doesn't look tempting at all. She looks more like Aemon. She looks look at that chin.
I know, she looks like Aemon, or she kind of looks like Helena too. It's like a mix between the two of them. It ain't good, man. Her chin is threatening.
Where's Hope Dog's message here that's threatening? We got a couple more super chats we're gonna go through.
Yeah, no, I see that. But this guy too. Has anyone seen Alice Rivers and Larry Strong in the same room at the same time? Yeah, it's like a little effeminate Larry. But hey, you know what though? Maybe that's lore accurate if they're really like half siblings or whatever. Zoomer G 199. Can't wait to hear you talk about Rhaenys falling. Oh yeah, Rhaenys falling and her dragon explodes like a bomb on the ground. Like all the dragons exploded. In this
I put a C4 on myself.
Well, same with Sunfire. I was like, I guess I shouldn't have fed my dragon. Yeah, like you say C4 before I went to this battle. Shit. Colby Denton Roberts. Does Alice River use they them pronouns? You know what? Let me text George about that. I'll get back to you in a little bit. Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, you better not use it when you first see her, though. They. Dan Marr here asks, do we listen to Bald Move podcast? I used to. When Game of Thrones was coming out, or at least it was around that time, I used to listen to Bald Move. I haven't recently, but they're okay. I got nothing against them. Pro or against, I think they're fine. And I think we're going to eventually start putting our stuff on podcasts. I don't know if people listen to podcasts on either iTunes or Spotify, but let us know which one you would rather.
I don't even understand that life. It's like, who the hell does not have YouTube Premium anymore. What kind of
dude.
poverty people?
Identify yourself in the chat who doesn't have it so we can ban you right now.
The untouchables. Tell us who you are. You're gone. You're out of here, dude. YouTube Premium is the only way to go. Why would you ever get a Spotify account, pay for that when you can just listen to your stuff on YouTube? And then, dude, you hear something cool people are talking about. Oh, dude, unlock my phone real quick. Now you get a visual of what they're talking about too. It's best of all worlds. Christian 999 says, "Give me 2 minutes on Lord Robin being the princess who was promised, and I'll let it go until next week, please, dude. We can't spoil you like that. Then everybody's gonna be asking for it."
Yeah, listen, we'll edge you along too, so don't worry about it. Last one, then we'll get into the rest of it.
Yeah, Dan Marr. She gave him that potion to have her way with him. I mean, listen, man, that could have happened. We actually don't know. He like teleported to being conscious the next day.
Did she roofie him? Is that what you think? Is that a possibility?
I don't know, but dude, if she did, if she did, dude, Damon has been saving up that seed. It's probably so potent, like the highest sperm count ever recorded. It's like Yoda getting the transmission about Anakin's midichlorian count. It's the same thing with Damon, man. It's just like the highest sperm count ever recorded.
That super chat just rocked my world right now of Damon, dude. This, imagine Damon having sex with this woman. And she's like using it over him. Imagine you have to make payments for this woman too. It's like, I'll take that. Whatever. What's it called? What is the payment? Alimony right now.
Baby trapped him.
Yeah, dude, baby trapped.
Oh, maybe she extracted his seed in the middle of the night, and then he had so much left over. That's actually what she made this drink out of. And now she's so sick, she's feeding him his own seed. But you know what? Joke's on her. It's gonna make Damon way stronger.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I don't know why he takes this potion from her to begin with. Every inclination of mine when watching this, and I'm, I'm a POV person with Damon, my boy. I want to choke her too, as Damon would be like, shut up. Okay. Listen, I've been walking around. I can't get any sleep. And you're giving me some potion that you licked your fingers with. You scooped it out from this unknown source. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
And then she washes off her hands in non-running water too. It's just like a little pool of water. It's been sitting there for who knows how many finger dips with her mouth. How many spit fingers have been in that thing since she last changed that water? Like untold amounts.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you at all. But also, so he drinks it, right? And then he wakes up like mid-conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
That first off, that would freak you out, right? You'd be like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh, dude, absolutely.
But if you're in that situation, how do you play that off? When all of a sudden you like wake up and you're mid-conversation somewhere else, you're like, you gotta quickly play it off. How do you do it?
I think he handled it like a fucking alpha, man. He woke up,
he's
confused or whatever, looks around like, oh shit, what do I say? He's like, who the hell are you? Like, dude, how big of an alpha move is that? You're having a conversation with a guy, and then he just basically showed up to the conversation midway through. That's how unimportant you are to this guy. And no one even questioned it. Simon Strong is like, oh, that's I forget who even showed up, but it was the Blackwood,
the
right?
Blackwood. Yeah. Willem Blackwood, who we saw in season 1, who's like, I once simped for Rhaenyra. She's beautiful, and I love her spunk. It's like, okay, chill out, dude. She's married. I hope you know.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he handled it great, man. I mean, how would you do it other than that, dude? Just kind of out alpha the situation, act crazy, or just who are you again?
Confident, demeaning, any way you can, because the more you can push someone else down, that's the rules, right? Of bullying, you push someone else down so you feel better. It actually works. It's been proven through scientific studies. So yeah, go ahead, push him down. You say, hey, who the hell is this guy? Simon goes, I just told you who he was. He goes, yeah, well, I wasn't listening because you're an idiot and you sound stupid and you're fat. He's like, what the hell's going on? He's like, I'm being so nice to you.
Like, I've been watching my weight, man. I've had my fitness pal for the last 3 months. I've been tracking my macros. Yeah, I think he actually handled it really well. But honestly, dude, what would you even, how alarming it would actually be to wake up in the middle of a conversation? The thing is, too, he might not immediately remember drinking that shit from Alice Rivers. Because if he does, okay, if he remembers immediately drinking that thing, it's like a seamless transition. Then he's like, okay, I know exactly what happened here. I got drugged. But imagine you don't recall that. You're going to be way more freaked out. You're like,
which one's the dream?
What's happening? Right?
Yeah, he's like living in a Total Recall like situation. He's like, what the hell? Which one's the dream? Which one's reality? So he better just start stabbing people to see which one he lives in, I guess. Maybe that will wake him up at some point. But yeah, I don't know. But also within this, because he thinks he's in like the real world, but then also he sees Lena walking around, which this threw me off at first because this is the last actress that plays Lena, right? This is the one that we
Yes.
saw actually as his wife, but she has the hair of the second one we see in episode 5. Yeah, it's in episode 5. We see her with this kind of hair at the wedding, right, Lena?
Well,
And
exactly. I thought it was his daughter for a minute because of the hair
so it's
confusion,
weird.
like the bigger hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, right, exactly. But you know what? I like to see her because she is easily the best looking of Damon's wives, I think. I
Oh
think
yeah.
for sure. So I like seeing her again. It's weird that she didn't have any lines or anything. So I'm kind of confused why he's seeing her because so far his visions are kind of him regretting his mistakes, but he didn't kill Lena. Like he had literally nothing to do with her death. So I'm not sure why he's
Oh
feeling
yeah.
guilty about this at all.
No, there's nothing you should feel guilty about other than like just his past, sparking up, which I don't know if this is like a Christmas Carol like situation. Why don't we do like a Christmas Carol in Harrenhal on Harrenhal Christmas? How can we workshop that title to make it work?
I mean,
Christmas in
Harrenhal Christmas,
Harrenhal.
a Harrenhal Christmas is pretty good. You know, deck
Yeah.
the Harrenhals, deck the Harrenhals.
There you go.
I don't know.
You know, deck the Harrenhals. Yeah, this is kind of the situation he's going through where he's getting these ghosts that are visiting him, kind of, but it's really just a servant girl. Someone's actually there this whole time, right?
I know.
And the girl transitions to, I mean, she's not a dog, but she's not too far off from it compared to Lena. If that girl is being looked at like that by Damon, you're thinking like, what the hell is he gonna do to me? Like that whole time, he's staring her down. She doesn't break. She's just like, I'm here to pour water, and I'm gonna leave now.
Oh, dude, I know.
Good for her.
I would love to see her POV the situation where there's a conversation happening, and then she enters the room to basically deliver these people's drinks. And Damon, even though everybody else is talking, he's suddenly completely non-engaged with them and just giving her like disgusting looks, like, what the fuck? What is this? And not saying a word. You know how awkward that would be for her?
Yeah. She definitely should have got it. She was like, I think I felt so beautiful. The king consort was staring at my nasty body the whole time. I still got it.
A DM Collins, $5. She tricked him into drinking his nocturnal emissions. Yeah, she absolutely did. And it sustained him and nourished him. The electrolytes, man. He could fast all the next day and not lose any energy whatsoever. His electrolytes are peak. And Christian, our boy, said he played it off good, asked the kid what he wanted, and he said, you summoned me. Yeah, that was good.
And I like Simon in here. I think the relationship between Simon and Damon is really good because he's being very like supportive of everything Damon's doing. Immediately when Damon wakes up, he's like, here's the rundown, everything that's happened. Kristen Cole has taken the Caswells and the Rosbys. I know the Rosbys is one of them.
For what? Say it again. I missed
Caswells. That Kristen Cole. Yeah, Stokeworth. That's who it is. He took the Stokeworths and the Rosbys, and he's marching, to another keep. So they don't know where he's going. But I like that Simon Strong's kind of giving the lowdown, and also the audience this exposition. But that feels organic because he got a Raven in with the update.
This guy who plays Simon, I think is really charismatic on screen too. Like acting wise, I actually think he's doing a great job. He's kind of like the MVP these last few episodes. I think, even though Damon is like the real MVP or whatever, he's like a great second character to Damon. I like the dynamic a lot. It's not like a super cartoony thing where he's just scared shitless of everything Damon does. Damon doesn't have like his foot on his throat or anything like that. But I do like it. I just like the little interactions, like even something somewhat cheesy, like Damon dreaming of Rhaenyra saying, like, there's been a raven, and then he wakes up and Simon's standing over his bed, be like I said, sir, there's been a raven or whatever. I don't know. I like that. I think it's a good dynamic. I'm glad it's in the show. I think it's good.
Yeah, I like it too. It's nice for him to play off of some person that has charisma. That's the other thing we didn't mention about who's her name, Alice. Yeah, it's Alice. What am I thinking? For some reason, I don't know why I thought it was Allison, and I thought Allison, but yeah, Alice Rivers. Her accent being Scottish throws me off. Like, was there anybody with a Scottish accent in Game of Thrones? Am I being tripped up here a little bit? Who has a Scottish accent?
I'm trying to think of what region of the Westeros would even have that. It wouldn't be Dorne for sure. It's not the Westerlands. It's not the North. It's not the Vale. No, I don't think so. The Riverlands didn't have it either. They were like that nasty, almost Cockney, like disgusting accent. I don't know.
Yeah, was it the people north of the wall, the free?
No, they had like Irish accents, didn't they?
They might have had more Scottish, but I'm trying to remember. But her voice does come across as weird in this whole situation. I feel like she should have a very seducing kind of smooth voice, but instead it comes across as very like I don't know,
Dastardly might be right here. The Mountain Clan. Maybe they had that. That seems right. I can see
dude.
them having
Mountain
Scottish
Clan,
accents.
bring them back. I love the Mountain Clan.
Eat them.
But what we get Kristen Cole here at the beginning, where he's executing the Darkland commander here, or the lord of this area, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think about this whole interaction here? I got some notes about it, but I just want to see what you said.
Well, I mean, do I have to say it? The justification for calling him Kingmaker now? Like, what the hell
Yeah.
is that? He's literally going town to town and being like, when I say Rhaenyra, you say Whore of Dragonstone. Rhaenyra, Whore of Dragonstone. It's like, that's all he's doing. That's Kingmaker? What did he do to make the king here? Just like lead the army to convince people to like double down on their vow to Aegon? I don't know. It seems like a strange way to make a Kingmaker.
I mean, at least they're keeping him Kingmaker, right? That they're at least not going away from that name, because I do like that name a lot, Kingmaker.
Me
right?
too. But there's no weight behind it.
Yeah, now it is kind of a joke, like, how you just took all these keeps, now you're Kingmaker. It's like, okay, whatever. But you know what? This scene where he's about to get executed here, I got really jerk store vibes off this, right? Like, yeah, the jerk store called and they're running out of you. Like, oh, can you imagine if this Darkling guy actually got a zinger off on Kristen Cole, how pissed he'd be. It's like, yeah, I just executed him, but like, there's no going back to that moment to have that last insult. I think Kristen Cole wins this interaction. Too. Oh yeah.
He does win it, but it was close, man. Like if he had his thoughts just a little bit quicker, if his synapses were firing just a little bit faster, man, he would have roasted Kristen Cole, and it basically would have won him the war. I think it was close.
I want to find. I didn't take a screenshot of it, but the sigil of the Darkland, they have 7 white shields on them. By the time the events of Game of Thrones happen, I think their house is extinct too, because they're the house that what's it called? That captures the Mad King, that makes him go mad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe. But right now they have 7 white shields on their crest, and they should only have 6, because the white shields on there represents every member of their family that became a member of the Kingsguard. So
there's some unknown other member, I guess. No.
House George of Dragon
he said there's a book continuity and a show continuity. So there's a secret. There's a secret extra Darkland Kingsguard member at some point in history in this continuity. This non-Kingmaker continuity.
I like this interaction he has with these people here, the Darkland forces, saying like, hey, listen, bend the knee, you can join like the cool guys, you can hang out with us if you want to, and we'll go keep fighting for the good guys. And it also sets up later on in the conflict when they use not only the Darkland forces, but also the Rosbys and the Stokeworths going out there to fight in the front lines when they take Rook's Rest, because it's like, yeah, cool, yeah, you took all these forces, you made them bend the knee to you, and now you're gonna use them as cannon fodder for the trap you're gonna spring later. So it's just setting up slowly the amount of forces he's using and how strategically they're gonna manipulate, their new gained support for their whatever group here, the vanguard they had that he's leading.
See, with this whole thing, this whole Kristen Cole little expedition of going around and capturing, these little kingdoms on the way to Rook's Rest kind of thing. And then we get that whole thing where it's like we're about to march northeast along the coast. And Gwaine Hightower's like, but sir, like Harrenhal's to the west. Kristen Cole's like, oh, I know. It's like, dude, maybe that would have hit a little bit harder if we had done this for a few episodes. Like you said, what?
No,
what?
When he said that, I just thought when he goes, I know you don't live around here. You weren't raised around here, but Harrenhal's west. I immediately thought it'd been so funny. Well, he can't say it because, right, it's the Zach and Mary make a porno reference. But he's like, I know that, Gwaine, because I'm not a fucking idiot.
Just not a fucking idiot. Dude, underrated movie, honestly, man. Let us know in the comments if you've seen Zach and Mary make a porno. Good movie. Good movie.
Good movie. But that's the vibe I got. I was like, I know you don't live around here, but Harrenhal's west. He's like, I know that, Gwaine, because I'm not a fucking idiot.
Yeah, no, that is the exact vibe. I just feel like this whole little quest he's on here to do this, it felt really rushed, because again, you and me, I think we were both on the same page here going into this season. I thought Rook's Rest was going to be damn near at the end of the season. Like that was going to be the battle. Probably would take like Battle of the Bastards-esque, right? Like this big kind of battle of the stuff. And it really wasn't. I thought the sequence was good, don't get me wrong, when we get there later on. Overall, anyway, I thought it was pretty good. But, the buildup to it was way lesser than I thought, like, way,
Mhm.
way lesser than I thought. It didn't hit very hard at all. And these little excursions that he's on the way, these little stepstones, no pun intended, to Rook's Rest, I think these didn't really hit for me at all
Yeah.
because it was just so rushed.
Yeah, I really there's moments in here, character moments, kind of beats they're trying to hit that don't feel nearly as impactful as if they actually gave us another 2 episodes to hit, full 10 season arc with these characters up until the point of Rook's Rest. Because even in season 1 of House of Dragon, we talked about how the whole thing with Harwin Strong went so quick. It's like, oh yeah, that's her lover. Oh, now he's dead. Don't you guys feel bad now? It's like, not really. I don't even know this guy. I hardly know him. He was
Right.
like a background character through most of it. And just because you tell me he's important to her and that she cares about him doesn't mean I have to care about them. Like, you have to make me care about them by showing me scenes, letting me grow to love them, or see that. But it's kind of just a cheap trick. Just be like, oh yeah, look how nice of a dad he is, even though he's cucking Lenore this whole time. You know?
Right, yeah, no, exactly. The pacing is just all wrong. We beat this into the ground. I don't know how many times we've said in
Right.
various ways for various things that pacing's bad, but it is. It's the main issue with this show. It really is. Aside even more so than the changes that they're making from the book that are stupid. If they want to make a whole different story, they can, right? It's just the
Yeah.
pacing has to be on point, and it just ain't. Just
Listen, I enjoyed the battle. Like, and we are being nerds a little bit about this, but they're just. It's not even like.
Hold on, wait. Before you talk about this battle, do you want to talk about the whole
Yeah.
situation at Dragonstone first?
No, that's fine. But before that, I was even going to Christian Cole, his
The battle?
grind set. I know this is the battle shot here. I don't have a Christian Cole before that, over in the Darkland area. But I like Christian Cole in these scenes as a commander, marching, giving orders. This is more of his element than being the politicker, in I think that's the correct word, right? The politician, politic. I think politickers actually should be what people are called, not
Yeah, hard R
politicians.
too. Politicker, exactly. Really hard. A1
Over in
told me I could say
over
that, it's okay.
King's Landing. Yeah, he feels comfortable here. He looks good. He's confident. I like Cole's energy here, and this is where he should be, not back in King's Landing at all.
Yeah, speaking of this is super chat here. Was this Cole's best episode MVP possibly? What do you think about that?
Yes, I totally agree. This is his best episode. Because you see him. I just wish we had more time with him, like actually build his character out here. Because like I said, I don't like that he feels like a Jamie clone. I really wish he was more of a guy that was honorable, like to a fault almost, and that you saw him having to deal with. He took a political stance because that's, I guess, his arc in the books is that he's a Knight of Kingsguard who takes a political stance, and they're not supposed to be doing that, right? He's a guy that goes down that path, and that's the reason why Jamie looks to him for kind of like, oh, this is a guy that actually did this, in the history. Like, what was the best thing for him to do, and who's his name even did it too? I'm trying to remember the Kingsguard that's down in Dorne who gets himself killed by air because he's backing Areola Martell's move. You know what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah.
about?
Like in the actual series, yeah. I
Yeah,
can't
in the
remember his
book.
name either.
Anyways,
He's not a
but
big character.
nope, he dies in that same book. But yeah, I like Christian Cole here better. Going into Dragonstone, because then we'll jump back to Aemond and Aegon before we go to Rook's Rest. But actually, before we even go to Dragonstone, let's go to Driftmark, our favorite place. And did anyone else notice the snail trail Rhaenys was giving when she's like, "Oh, your mother must have been so beautiful. Oh, you look like my young Corlys. Oh,
This is
get
my wife
inside
said
me." I'm
too,
like,
man.
dude, chill out.
Yeah, we were watching this or whatever, and my wife has no idea that Alan is, well, whatever.
They
And
confirm it this episode.
yeah, they do confirm it, but later on. But she was like, "Oh, dude, Corliss is gonna be so jealous of Rainy or of Alan or whatever." I was like, "Yeah, I mean that's definitely the vibe they're putting out here, dude. She has like hearts in her eyes, man, or like what balls in her eyes. I don't know what you want to say. She's
Yeah.
ready to smash."
Yeah, she definitely wants this. And I don't know why. This is very, I think it's because, spoiler alert, Rhaenys dies here. They don't make her very mean towards this bastard. All of the like good people are nice towards bastards. You notice that? Is that what we're supposed to get from this series? Is like, oh, be nice to people that don't have they weren't born into the best situation. I get that, but there should be some of our characters who are influenced by the culture they live in, which bastards are frowned upon. As much as we hate Catelyn, at least Catelyn was consistent with her kind of surroundings, right? That's the kind of area she grew up in, so she hates bastards a little bit.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. I don't know. I think that is the kind of thing. That's a little litmus test. Like if you, well, and maybe that is the real thing because some people would defend Catelyn. Like, our videos, we shit on Catelyn Stark or whatever, and she gets some defenders in our comments. I just don't understand because I don't even think that we're supposed to like Catelyn from the point of view of like the writers telling us what to think of Catelyn in Game of Thrones. And I think you're right. I think it's because she's mean to bastards. So if you're nice to bastards, you're a good guy. If you're mean to bastards, you're a bad guy.
Yeah, and I think I don't think Rhaenys does not meet Alan in the books at all. There's never a mention between her meeting him, and I don't think Corlys would want her to meet him based off her actions. So he doesn't even interact with his bastards until after the queen that never was is resting in piss before he's like, you know what? Got some bastards, bouncing around in the old hall. Maybe I should go reach out to those guys. But
dude, that feel great though, dude. Imagine how horrible you'd feel having these sons that you know are yours and you're not taking care of and they're living such a hard life. And then finally, dude, like humanity wins and the xenomorph perishes or whatever. And you finally get to be like, I'm finally free to go like be a dad to these sons. Like the dad being, I'm sorry, boys. Like, welcome to the fray, enjoy
the fray,
the wealth,
the twins.
Oh shit! It's the twins, Alan and Adam. They're not twins. They are not twins.
Mike has a question here for you.
What's that? Your wife has no idea Alan is black. Oh yeah, dude. She doesn't see color, or she claims not to, and she's a super racist. Maybe that's it.
It's just like I hate all. I'm colorblind, but I hate all these people from this one race.
I hate the Valarians for some reason.
You know what? I like Corlys for the most part. But I hated this scene when Corlys pops in here and the Black Council. The Black Council, all of Rhaenyra's boys that are in there, they're getting rowdy because they're not getting any orders. They don't know what to do. And they're starting to kind of be like, yo, we got to act. Kristen Cole is like taking all these strongholds, and what are we going to do? And Corlys is like, what the hell is going on in here? And they're like, you guys are trying to be power hungry and trying to grasp for whatever political influence and stuff. Like, what the hell's going on here? Dude, Corlys, chill out. You haven't been here for a single conversation. Like, you would be as frustrated as we are, if not more so.
I know, dude. What's his name? I think it's like Alfred or Subroom or whatever.
Yes,
the guy we love,
Subroom. Yes,
he's based as fuck. Like, I would be equally frustrated with him. Rhaenys is standing there, literally with that little mosquito buzzing sound in her head, just sitting there trying to think of something to say and trying to look wise and reserved. Embarrassing. And then Corlys the beta literally comes in and commands the room somehow. He's literally still limping with his cane from last night's pegging session. You know what I mean? His plug's still in because otherwise everything's falling out. And here he waltzes in here, and for some reason Alfred Broom like shuts up or whatever. And I guess I am glad that at least Corlys still commands more like respect than Rhaenys, because I do not like the Rhaenys jerk off that they've been giving. She's not a lord. Like, she's not the lord of anywhere. She's not the queen. She's not a queen consort. She is not a king consort. She's not nothing, but she's definitely not anybody who should be commanding this much authority. So I'm glad that Corlys at least did that. I agree with you though, man. This scene is just so frustrating. And then Rhaenyra comes in there and tries to give this BS justification. She was like, no, you're in the war. It's too late.
But before even that, like you said, our boy Alfred Broom, who's sitting there being like, yo, he's the Mugatu of the Black Council. He's like, am I on fucking crazy pills over here? What the hell are we doing? He is getting mad at Bela because he's like, or he didn't get mad at her. He's like, well, you should have probably burned him when he had the chance. You could have killed Kristen Cole and probably would have hindered a lot of their strategic, because he is the hand of the king, a lot of their strategic advantages they have right now. And she's like, well, how about next time you're on your dragon, you can burn him? Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, you're in the wrong. You're an idiot. And just because you have a dragon doesn't mean you're better than me. This guy, the only reason why you're here is just through just sheer chance. This guy actually is like earning his way to the council, right? At least in some way. But like, this guy is making a sound argument every time. But for some reason they want to demean him. He gives like a comedically shocked sound as soon as Corlys comes in.
My lord.
He's like, oh. Corlys. I don't know. I hate it. And also, councils should be like an open area to like express ideas. As long as you're not like a constant dissent on some person being like, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. You should be able to be like, yo, this is a dumb idea. Be tactful about it. But they're like, watch your tongue, sir. It's like, I'm going to watch my tongue hit your fart box. You
dart up your ass. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, there's just so many. is such a frustrating scene. But you know who else, at least part of like the royal family, Jace was, at least when talking to Rhaenyra, was
Oh yeah.
based during this scene. He's literally like, "Where the fuck were you? You can't fucking go on your dragon, you idiot." And then later on, Rhaenyra is trying to tell him the story about the Song of Ice and Fire, and Jace is just like, "That story was retarded, Mom. Don't ever tell it again." You know, I thought I thought that he was super based in this, even though he wanted to go. I hate that he wanted to fly there or whatever as well. He's a little testosterone boosting boy or whatever right now, but I loved his demeanor with Rhaenyra because he was completely right.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Jace is right here. He's channeling some inner Damon here, not
Yes.
any of Laenor or Harwin here. He's definitely being 100% Damon. Just being like, you know, I kind of understand why Damon treats you the way you do, Mom, or he treats the way he does, Mom, because where were you? You were over in King's Landing to meet the Queen to do what? With dress up with your King's Guard, or you'd be Queen's Guard now, but yeah, and
Yeah.
also the King's Guard. Oh, I keep saying King's Guard, the Queen's Guard. You know, the Darkling guy. He's the guy there. He's like, my father. Think about that. Your dad died because you're playing dress up with Rhaenyra over in King's Landing, and Rhaenyra doesn't want to act because she wants to make 110% sure there's no other way other than, conflict that we can get out of the situation. It's like, dude, I just hate that. It felt like in season one, at the end of season one, Rhaenyra is going to make an emotional decision, and all she says is, "I want Aemon." That's the only decision she makes. It's like, no, why aren't they both just being like very emotionally driven at this point, being like, we're going to war. We're going to war. I don't care because I'm king or queen, and this is the way we're going to do it. But now it's like a whole 4 episodes now within season 2 for us to get to Rhaenyra where we thought she was at the end of season 1. You know, isn't that just? I feel like you're wasting my time here with Rhaenyra. You could giving her some other development or some other character development. We could have. Think about this: season 10 or season 2 could have been 10
Whoa.
episodes. Could have been 10 seasons. Could have been 10 episodes. And Jace could be up at the wall broing out with Cregan. We could have had moments over in the Vale.
Yes.
You could be setting up stuff with the Lannisport with Jason Lannister over there. Or, I should say Casterly Rock with him. We could get Old Town moments.
Yeah,
There's so many
Darren,
things you
man.
could path this out. But they're not. I don't know why. They're giving us dumb moments here that really aren't compelling. And it feels like they're wasting their time.
Yeah, I mean, like you said before, the Rhaenyra thing. At the end of last season, we get that like super angry, that iconic shot where she's like sweating and crying and just generally looks horrible. You know what I mean? She's so pissed about Luke, and everybody thought like, oh shit, like here it is, like Megor with tits. She's coming out. You know what I mean? That's what we thought was gonna happen, and then it just didn't. You know, it's weird too because you say like the only thing that she ever did was give the Aemond command or whatever. Like, I want Aemond. This is fat Rhaenyra, and I want Aemond for dinner, baby. Like, no, that's not
it's
what
on
happened.
Aemond.
Right, but I don't even think that's true. Like, based on her reaction for Blood and Cheese or against Blood and Cheese, I don't even think that was a command now. I think she just walked in the room, said that random thing, and then expected them to do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I think, seriously, I don't think she expected them to do anything because she was pissed off that anything happened in response to her comment. So this was like the first episode that she was okay with anything happening. And even then, like Retro Mage here says, super chat, $5, says Rhaenyra's council was actually trying to make moves finish the war, but they have to keep being seen as this war-hungry men. So annoying. Yeah, that's the thing. It was like reluctantly approving of this thing, even though it was the first thing that she did. It still was like I don't like it, but I guess like Rhaenys, if you insist on going for me, I guess I'll be okay with it because you're so wise.
I'm glad a lot of other people that are watching this series look at it and go, okay, we see the faults of using half measures in times of war because this is what it leads to. This indecisiveness, this holding back, things escalate because you're not being definitive with your like, all right, we're going to end it right here. We're going to take a tactical strike. Like what Otto wanted to do. Think how many lives Otto could have saved if he's like, go over to Dragonstone, kill Rhaenyra, do her in now, and then we'll be done with all of this, right? He would have saved how many lives? But no one's like, no, please, you can't do that. Please, no, we got to try for peace first. It's like, just stop. What are we doing this for? I know what to do. Him and Otto, or Otto and Tywin are pragmatists in this world. They know the rules. They know how it's played. They know the history. So...
All right, thanks for coming to stream, guys. No, yeah, I agree. That was it's true.
Oh, don't fool them. That's how we sometimes end.
Yeah, right. No, we're staying on. We're not done yet.
But thanks for the $5 super chat here, and then we also have a $2 super chat from Dick Dastardly. Roose Bolton is a good guy, dude. 100% true. He's actually one of the best wardens of the North. Me and you might make a video on that. Hot take.
Thanks for stating the obvious there, Dick Dash. Everybody in the stream knows that. Of course he is. He's the one true warden of the North that we all deserve, and Westeros does not. Man. No bueno. No bueno. Okay, do you have anything else you want to talk about at this council thing? Because I don't think that I do. I'm trying to think. I just
I
want
gotta
to
like
shred Rhaenyra for a little bit.
just read IJP's message here because he was a little sleepy boy, he's a little sleepy brown boy.
Boy, yeah, brown. Yeah, right, IJP. Listen, I've never seen a paler Mexican than you. You look whiter than me. Actually, as white as me, I suppose. You know what? Based. Your boy was a sleepy Mexican, and now I'm awake. What up, chat? Smash the like button now. Thank you for saying that. You know, how many likes are we at versus views? I'm not sure, but it tells me it's not equal, and something tells me it should be.
It's not adding up. That's one thing. One other thing in this Black Council we get here with Rhaenyra when she comes in, she says this line here that I wrote down because I'm like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? She goes, um, there are those who've mistaken my caution for weakness. I'm like, yes, it is. It's 100% weakness. You don't want to act because you think there's another way out that clearly there's no other way out too. Every indication shows you that there's no way. And for you to like have to double, triple check, make sure before you go forward, it's you being weak and not having the stomach for what has to get done, which is going to be way worse now.
It's just so frustrating. It's just because she acknowledges that doesn't make it not true. It's like, some people have mistaken my, whatever for weakness. Like, yeah, that's like if I go up to somebody on the street and shoot him in the head with a gun, like I can't now go like, oh, some people have mistaken my, like lack of caution for murderous intent. It's like, yeah, you clearly planned on murdering that guy. You walk right up to him in the street with a gun and shot him. It's like, no, you can't just because I'm acknowledging it doesn't make it not true. I can't.
Yeah. Just because you call it out doesn't mean like, oh yeah, you take my this for a weakness. It's like, well, yeah, it is actually. You're just trying to cover it up now. But
literally a week.
Real quick before we go to Rook's Rest here, I just want to talk about Allison here. And listen, I used to be a very big Allison supporter. I used to back her. She is my Alla thick thigh tower girl. She still can get it, but
yeah, still the cake of the realm.
Still the cake of the realm. But listen, I hate her in this. She's insufferable. Her like her whole arc in this is annoying. She's taking the moon tea now, right? For some reason. Well, what's up with the pullout game within Westeros? Can we not just pull out? We have to get the moon tea every time. What the hell is going on with that?
We know even if they don't pull out or whatever, they have LFS, leaky faucet syndrome, man. All it takes is like 2 seconds in, pregnant. It's like a horse. They're just dripping constantly.
But she's literally the worst. She's a horrible mother, and I wish we had more time with her to see her as a bad mom, because right now it just doesn't make sense. Like, why is she so bad as a mom? It makes no sense. Like, at least, like, she came out like an okay kid, right? So I'd like to see actually how, like, but when she was with the series, she seemed fine, right? She's like a little, she's quiet and everything, but she didn't seem like a person like Rhaenyra who just is like, I want to get my sick thrills and, taste all the cakes in the realm, and when I'm queen, I'm gonna be able to taste all the cakes all in one day.
Right? Yeah, I don't listen. Okay, right now in this scene that we saw with Alicent, what is Helena doing right now? Why is Alicent not with Helena? Like as much as humanly possible. She's got nothing better to do. They don't have TVs. They don't have anything. She's just reading this little minuscule history book for no reason. Because they, by the way, establish in this that it's basically useless to even acknowledge what happened in the past. It's unprecedented. So what is she even doing right now? Just sipping on this moon tea recreationally? That's all it is, right?
Right. Yeah, it's recreational moon tea.
I think it is recreational.
Like,
when's the last time she Kristen Cole? How many?
Cole,
how many?
I don't know how many. Yeah, I don't know, but clearly it's enough where it's just like really messing up her system now. But yeah, she's drinking way too much of it, and for Maester, or she's like, oh well, it's actually like, what was the question she asked? Something about like, is there any adverse effects? Or no, Maester Orwell asked that, like, is there any effects that this person's been having? Maybe because he's been coming here so often. He's like, how many people?
Who are you giving this to?
Yeah,
yeah, I know. It's funny. And then she's like, I'll make sure that the person in question who's getting this tea gets all of your advice. I'm asking for a friend. DM Collins, $10 says, Alice Rivers is hot. She reminds me of Damon of love he could never tame, the bronze bitch. He could have been the first to pollute the bloodline with brown hair, expendable dragon rider brats of his own. Sheesh. Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, it's possible.
And he says he had to add the hell out of this before.
Oh, did you try? You tried multiple times. What in the world? You can't say bitch in a super chat? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
That's crazy. Hey, thank you for the $10 super chat.
Censoring us. Yeah, we appreciate it, man.
We appreciate it a lot. And also, just to let you guys know, you can get it's a $2 membership, and you get just custom emojis. The more ones we get, the more we'll what's it called? Add to the custom emojis. We have the green banners in there and some Damon pointing a gun at people. It's awesome. But
And by the way, DM Collins, we don't want to talk about the bronze bitch that way, man. She's not worthy of Damon taming her. She's disgusting.
yeah,
Good looking.
take the sheep.
Disgusting.
Get
Yeah,
the sheep.
dude, 100% of the time. Marina Wilson, 199. Allison Trine. Whoa. I'm trying to read this right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. Tomboy, help me out.
Yeah, I think it's saying
trying to about Marlor the Missing. What is it? Oh, Maylor.
No, okay.
Maylor the Missing.
I think it's saying abort. Yeah, there's some people
Abort.
speculating because we don't have Maylor
Yeah.
in this, that maybe Maylor's from Allison because she's the only one boning right now, which doesn't make any sense at all. Like, how would she even pass it off as her own kid? Because both of her children are white hair, and they'll be like, oh yeah, here's this brown haired boy that somehow Aegon
Right.
and Helena's, even though they do have Targaryen blood, or excuse me, Targaryen Hightower blood in them, so they would have that darker hair somewhere in there. But when it starts looking a little Dornish, like Kristen Cole, yeah, not
Disgusting.
yeah. First off, disgusting. Second, huge red flags. But yeah, Alicent this episode, not a fan. And the way she talks to well, we got to talk about the Aemond Aegon conflict here at the small council before we get into Rook's Rest, because that's where they kind of set it up. But what do you think of that interaction between Aegon and Aemond setting up the future battle that's going to happen this episode?
I thought it was sad, man. I thought it was real sad. I can't believe, Aegon doesn't deserve this, man. He doesn't deserve it. He did make a huge mistake by electing his little friends or his bros to the Kingsguard. That was his mistake. All right. Can't deny it. That was a huge mistake that he made. But that doesn't mean that Aemond gets to come in there and just roast this guy, like belittle the king in front of everybody, conspire behind his back. Like, Aegon wants to be involved, man. Let him be involved.
I know.
I don't understand what the problem is. He's just pissed. He's salty because Aegon went in there and tried to have a good time with him, kind of make him feel like one of the guys, giving him some shit like all guys do in front of his whore, his old lady whore. And Aemond just couldn't take it. He can't hang, man. He can't hang. He's a cringe lord.
Yeah, he can't hang, but also Aemond is trying to do his brother a solid. It's like, dude, stop laying with this woman. Do you know how many venereal diseases this woman has?
Absolutely.
Like, chill out. And what's so good about her? Just because she took your virginity, that's the reason why you have to keep coming back to it. It's like, dude, you got to grow up. And I know maybe it's not the best way to nurture Aemond. He needs to have a little mommy hand to guide him, but Aegon is doing what a brother does, right? And this is what brothers do. They give each other a rough time and try to get them down the right path, in a more brotherly manual, or I want to say manual, like a manly way. Sorry, manly way.
Manly.
But yeah, I don't know why I was like
Emmanuel. I was like, who is Emmanuel? But yeah, I know. And you know what it's doing? It's just making Aegon look kind of a little more pathetic, unfortunately, because he's just not able to recover it, and do something right, or he keeps making bad decisions, which sucks. They're not really giving him the space to grow that he needs. And it's compared to the book version of him, it's such a huge difference, because he doesn't have this in there. He's definitely like a weaker king, at least going into it. He is, right? Like, he's kind of a screw off. He's a coomer, or whatever you want to say. But this is where the whole kingmaker thing comes into play, because the kingmaker kicked his ass into gear. You know what I mean? Like, turned on that king duty mentality.
Yeah, right.
It's not as strong as some other kings, of course, but it's still better than what we're getting here. It's just, and it's making Aemond look really bad too, because Aemond is looking like he just straight up is. Real quick, Christian, 199 super chat. Are they making the clubfoot not as creepy? Yeah, I think they are. We could talk about that in a minute. But I thought the foot fetish was going to come out with Alicent. They're not even somewhat acknowledging it now. They definitely just are trying to put that behind them.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of things that they were setting up in season 1 with their characters. Larry being this foot guy, Aegon being the grapist, right? There's these
right.
Who else? Rhaenys being like the big 9/11 event within the dragon pit that killed so many of the townspeople. All these dumb events that they kind of have to deal with now in season 2. It felt like they're so disconnected, and they're doing some sort of course correction this season. So they do feel disjointed in some way. And I really wish these characters we got to see in season 1, or at least had a full season with them, to see them kind of transition not even from that version to this version, but at least from a starting point to what we're getting right now to make it believable. But it feels like we're going really fast here. It feels like season 1 of House of Dragon character arc speed right now.
I mean, it is for sure. And if you want to go, do you want to move on to the battle, I guess, a little bit? Or do you have any more to talk about here?
Yeah, I got a couple things I want to talk about here.
Okay.
I like how in that High Valyrian speech they're having between each other, they're playing it off like no one knows. I think the Maester should know High Valyrian, right? He's like the Grand Maester. He's
Yeah,
not
he's
just
supposed
like
to.
some Joe Schmo Maester. He's like, oh, I have a couple chains here. He's the top guy, right? Or at least one of the top guys here to be here. So he should know it at least. But you can just get the vibe off of the interaction between each other of, hey, how this conversation is going. And it looks like Aemon's winning. So Aegon's like, oh. So I like that part of it. I also like the talk about like logistics when fighting a war, because George R. R. Martin's universe is very grounded, and talking logistics is way more important than being like, we got dragons, just send the dragons. And it's like, dude, that's not going to win the war long term. Let's cut them off and then, blockade, and those wait them out.
Dude, yeah,
You know?
right. Yeah, right. I wish that was true. When we go to the
we get a
battle,
little
we
bit
talk
of it.
about that.
We get a little bit. I'm saying we get a little bit of logistics talk. You know what I'm saying?
We get a little bit of logistics talk, but it doesn't matter because the dragons are here. This, what this episode did in a lot of ways too. I agree with you. Okay, I wish that it was more like that, and why Game of Thrones is so good too. Like until Dany came back, with her dragons, supposedly that like reignited magic in Westeros and in Essos, right? Like brought magic
Yeah.
back into the world, or at least made it more intense compared to what it had been since the dragons were wiped out. That was the golden era where dragons were wiped out and there was no magic, because then we did get this just gritty world where it's men on men battling, and that's so cool. I wish we got more legit military strategy, because as we see in this episode, no matter how much military strategy you have, when a dragon shows up, there's nothing that you do will matter. It's just about who gets the dragon there first.
Yeah, well, Rook's Rest is not
The
ready
bigger
for
dragon,
combat, right? So if they had
one is
the scorpions there, no, I'm saying if they had
it's not big,
scorpions, they could at least fight a little bit better there. But yeah, as soon as the dragons arrive, it's get the hell out of there. But real quick before we actually get into that, do we have any super chats we got to hit first? Nope.
Nope. Because I read the last one was about.
Here's just
Laris,
Aemon plus Alice equals Habsburg. Yeah, those chins, they'll be the crimson chin. They'll be sticking out so far. Cut somebody with it. Yeah, Aemon's still hot. I guess. I mean, I guess Aemon when he's fully clothed looks pretty good. As soon as he starts taking his clothes off, he starts looking a little like he should be wearing striped pajamas.
Dude, no guy should have a thigh gap. Okay. No guy, at least not one that big. No way.
Yeah.
Curtis, I still like Aemon. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. And then 300 people watching. Hey, thanks you for being here. 300 people watching. Smash that like button, please. Helps us out a little bit. And if you don't, we'll ban you. But also, there's memberships if you guys want custom emojis, like our Michael Jordan crying emoji of Corliss, because this is his episode. This is where he's crying. This episode. It's like, oh my wife.
Dude, his master. Yeah. Okay. So,
well, here before we get into it, right? Sunfire. I love this scene where we can see Aemon or Aegon with his beautiful golden boy. He presses up against him. He looks so happy.
This is the only scene where it looks great, like really good Sunfire. After this point, it just kind of blends in a little bit. And in fact, this is an edited photo, though, right? Isn't it?
It's edited a little bit, but he looks pretty golden.
It's like enhanced. Yeah, I know.
No, but he still looks pretty golden. You don't think he looks golden at all?
Okay. Really golden, and I think on
your
the
mic's
battlefield,
cutting out a little bit.
Really?
I think you tilted back a little bit. Go ahead, say it again.
I think he looks golden in this screenshot for sure, and I definitely think he looks more golden than the other dragons. But dude, it's just like when you get a dragon in lore, and the only thing we know about him is this is the most beautiful dragon, like the most stunning, gorgeous baby gold boy. I just expect a little bit more, and I still like him a lot. But we didn't even see that much action from him either. That's the unfortunate part, and that's why we don't like Aemond now. You kidding me? Aemond is the one. We'll go into it during the battle, but I did like the scene. I like seeing that little bonding moment. It seems like Aegon really does like Sunfire, right? Like they have this little bond.
Yes,
his boy and his dog. And
I know.
Love that dynamic, man. And I wish we saw more of it prior to this.
I grabbed my dog after this. I'm like, I love you. I love my dog. Like, yeah, that's how my dogs are basically. And we can see them both. So both sides have their connection. So I'm glad we just don't see like Melise and Rhaenys over here being this bond between them, being like, oh yes, we're the ones that are compassionate with our dragons, and Aegon and Aemon just use their dragons for ends, to justify their ends, or use them to gain whatever goal they want, which would be killing and gaining power. So I like that. Also, not a fan of Rhaenys' drip in this. We kind of get a side shot here, but here, let me get a better. I got another picture of it, but Rhaenys' drip on Dragonback. Not good. Not a fan. She needs to be looking better as the queen that never was. I'm glad she's never the queen. Look at this. What's this helmet thing for? Is this like a headband? Just keep your hair from going in your getting your eyes. And at that point, just wear something that's metal. Like, why are you wearing?
Look how loose it is. Look at it. It doesn't even like look at the sides by the ears. It doesn't even like tightly grab behind the ears. It's just loosely up there. How does this thing? This is like the scene in Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade when Indy and his dad are on that plane, and it's like the worst scene in the movie because it's so clearly a green screen. There's no wind effects or anything. It's the same as this. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, I think it's mostly the way it's shot that looks bad. I don't think it's like her drip. I think her armor looks fine. It's just this weird shot here. It seems very awkward. Abyssal Bunny, real quick. It says, I love the bond Aegon has with Sunfire. It's so sad that his dragon is probably the only thing that loves him. Hey, take that back. Take it back.
Most of the people in King's Landing love Aegon, right?
That's right. He is a king of the people.
Yeah, and they use High Valyrian to speak to their dragons. I know A1's asking, like, that's the way they command their dragons. It's kind of like if, for whatever reason, whenever they train German shepherds, they have them speak in German for whatever reason. I don't know what reason why they do that.
Yeah.
If that's anyway genetically, like connected to them, the German language with these dogs. The helmet protects the crystal skull. There you go, Gator. Gotcha.
I think Checkmate. Was the crystal skull magnetic in Indiana Jones 4? I think it was. So this thing might be made of metal. Yeah.
That's not even. It's like a table piece. It's like a paperweight that got stuck to her head. And she's like, "All right, I'm just
that's symmetrical.
Let it ride here." And we got a lot of love for our boy Sunfire. You know, got one scene in Sunfire. I know,
dude. Give me more.
Sunflower. I don't know who that is, but Sunflower.
It's a close, Marie Curtis. Yeah, we do need justice for Sunfire. See, the thing is, too, in this battle, it wasn't like super overtly sunny or whatever, but just how cool would it have been to see the arrival of Aegon if they weren't trying to portray him like an idiot like they always are. Imagine him arriving in like this bright sunlight shot and his scales are gleaming in the beautiful vitamin D enhanced sunlight, just blinding everybody on the ground, winning the battle, blinding Rhaenys so that she enough for Vhagar to come take down.
Dude, Sunny D, Capri Sun. I'm so refreshed right now.
Sunny D versus Capri. Sunny D looks like a weird residue on your teeth. That's
true.
Weird
Capri Sun every day. Capri Sun master race right now, right?
Oh, dude, no. You know what I prefer to Capri Sun is those little high C juice boxes, fruit punch, dude. Those things were way better than Capri Sun.
So let's get into this fight here. Actually, before the fight, we see them setting up the trap, which I think is a pretty good trap. Like, hey, let's just attack this other stronghold here, pretty close to Dragonstone, draw out a dragon. And I wonder if Aemond was in the back in every single one of those fights, waiting for a dragon to arrive, right? Like when they took the Rosby fort, as well as the is it Stokeworth? I keep forgetting. Yeah, Stokeworth. When they took those two and the Darklands, I'm wondering if when they're taking all of them, if Vhagar was waiting or not, because then that finally they get this one, you know, at Rook's Rest. They draw him out and they.
I mean, I'd say no because Aemond was at the meeting, at the Green Council meeting, and Kristen Cole wasn't there because he was on his little thing. So I guess it's possible Aemond's like flying back and forth super fast between these little captures, but I doubt it. I think this is the only one. I think it's the only one, and you're wrong. Okay.
All right, I'll take that. So I like the battle here. I like it's during the day because at night it's insufferable to watch House of the Dragon or late seasons of Game of Thrones. For some reason, it's like not lit on any way. Like in how does the Battle of Helm's Deep come out 20 years ago and it looks great at night, and they for some reason can't light at night in these shows that have like a higher production than that? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. My brain, it hurts my brain thinking about it for more than 10 seconds.
Battle of Helm's Deep will never get old. It's just so masterfully done. Yeah, I mean, it's just so action-packed too. How did you feel about this whole action sequence when it came to the level of the amount of action, the amount of combat that we saw? What did you think about it?
On the ground was
wanting.
Yeah, on the ground it made me. I thought it was gonna be more epic on the ground, like a little more build up on the ground before Melis and Rhaenys comes over, right? I thought it was going to be more epic, but it wasn't. But all the epicness was with the dragons, which I didn't mind. I actually liked the dragon fight in this a lot. I know you had your concerns about it, about how's it going to be suspenseful with dragon fight? I thought they did it pretty well in this. Do you remember you being skeptical of the dragon fights?
Oh, I'm skeptical. I think.
Are you still skeptical?
Yeah, I think that came true. The reason I was skeptical, and the reason I'm skeptical is just because it takes away from like the ground battle component. It just becomes a battle between two dragons, and it's not like a Dragon Ball thing where you can like see two jack dudes who like you kind of relate into it as a human thing fighting. It's just like two giant creatures fighting. It's just not that cool to see. At least I don't know. It's kind of like the Godzilla movies and stuff. I don't really care about seeing two dragons fight each other like King Ghidorah and Godzilla. Like, there's nothing really interesting there, and it sucks for those movies because you don't give a shit about the human characters either. So it's like a total loss. But in this, you have like this medieval style army where we could be seeing really tactical warfare, and it's just kind of on the wayside or on the sidelines compared to the
Yeah,
dragons. And what is it though? I do appreciate that the way they did this. It does feel like a dance of dragons, right? Like it actually feels like these
yeah.
dragons spiraling, and it's like a smooth, flowy motion in the sky. It is cool when they do it, but I think it gets old after about 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think this is the perfect amount of time for a dragon fight. It
The
it
perfect
just
amount of time. They couldn't have been done better.
I, I just mean, like, if it was any longer, I think it would be. I'd get the feeling of like, okay, what other stuff are they going to do with this fight? Because you have uh, Aegon, right, comes in to attack Rhaenys, and you're like, okay, how's this going to go? Oh, he's getting his ass kicked right here, and then he's kind of fighting for it. Aemon comes in to save the day. Oops, sorry, I'm actually going to betray you, which I'm not a huge fan of this betrayal because I don't think it was built up enough for him to betray him. I still think Aemon would take and they've been setting Aemon up to be a person who would take advantage of the situation, but not right now. I just feel like this is like kind of sloppy and right after just that prostitute thing, like I just felt like it was rushed. But you have Aemon coming in basically thinking that he might kill Aegon at this moment, right? And then you have the Vhagar versus Meleys fight, and then the classic Vhagar move of the surprise, right? I don't know. I felt like the beats were hitting fine enough where I was like, okay, this feels good because I don't know what a new thing you can do with these dragons. I know you like this shot here. Let me pull it up for you.
Yeah, the best shot of the episode was actually, funnily enough, a dragon shot. Oh yeah,
This here. Then he's just
if
like,
you were able to see the
oh.
full sequence, yeah, man. When Vhagar falls, it's like cinematography. Just the way this was shot is so good, man. Like the atmosphere effects and everything, and the dust and all the running soldiers. You saw Vhagar's size there and the intimidation. This is like the full emphasis of how intimidating dragons would be and how much of a cheat code they are in human conflicts. And I'm actually glad that we saw it right here because this contributes to the problem I was saying earlier. When you see it only in the sky and they're just fighting dragons, it feels completely detached from the human aspect. All the humans are just like you want to say like collateral damage when like some fire happens to hit the ground or whatever. Like when you see the dragons sweeping over and just destroying everything, to me, you don't get that big of an impact. But when it's on the ground and it's kind of more grounded like this, maybe there's not that much of a difference. I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit more impactful. I loved this shot. I thought it was the best shot of the episode. It's like a 10-second sequence where Vhagar is crawling. It's super good.
Yeah. This shot is really good. And I think there's a lot of good shots in this episode. I like that it was during the day, so you can actually see a lot of it, because even in here, like, it's covered up by dust. There's a shot where Sunfire is coming down, and he flaps his wings last second, and he knocks down everybody with just a wind gust that he shot down. And then on top of it, if people don't know, like, the blood of the dragon is, like, kind of hot, and it gets on someone's face, and he's like, ah! which is cool to see, that the blood is that hot. But also, I've heard some people talk about, I thought Targaryens are fireproof, and I'm like, okay, because my wife also says this too. That's why I'm using such a demeaning voice, because my wife. But I was like, okay, this is just such a misconception with the show versus the books. Daenerys is only like fire resistance to a little bit, but she's not fireproof. Like, if she went back into a fire later on, she would die, or at least get suffocate, and maybe not burn right away, but she would get injured a lot. It's only her that can do that we know of. There's a lot of Targaryens that die of fire. That's how they cremate their bodies. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's.
Oh yeah, we bring this up in our Daenerys video. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Daenerys in the show, she is immune to fire for some reason, and she's totally immune because later on in season 6 or whatever it is, when they burn that Dothraki, like the women's center or whatever, the battered women's shelter in Dothrak.
Yeah.
She survives that fire as well, but at the beginning she does not. Or at the beginning of season 1. Even in the book, she survives that fire, and that's because of blood magic. She's in no way fire resistant or immune in the book, and definitely doesn't extend to all Targaryens. Then I think that's a stupid. That's what a dumb
it's just a
thing to do.
stereotype. Thank you, IJP.
Yeah, appreciate that, IGP. So, what did you think? You brought it up just a little bit. You briefly mentioned it. What do you think about Aemond betraying Aegon? Like, do you think the betrayal began in the sky, or do you think that was just like a Aemond being like, I don't fucking care, like get out of my way, and then the betrayal only came on the ground later, like the true betrayal?
See, I don't even know that. I think it is he was gonna like just finish the job. It's like, dude, yeah, I'm just gonna finish it. I already tried to attack him there. If anything, he's gonna think I um was trying to kill him, and if he's living right now, then like, ooh, that's gonna be bad news for me. But you were asking which one do I think is worse, or what was
No,
the
no, I'm
question again?
saying, do you think that this initial attack from
Oh, he's just
Aemond
trying to
up
kill him.
here, do you think this was a betrayal as well? Like, I see my opportunity to take
Yeah,
out two birds with one stone, or do you
yeah.
think he just didn't give a shit about the collateral of Aegon at that moment, and then the actual betrayal with intent came only on the ground later?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think maybe I'm kind of leaning towards that second one now. That maybe he's like, okay,
I think that's what
let
it
me
is
just
too.
take my shot. Who cares if Aegon is hurt and all of this? I'm going to take out both of them because then I can just for sure get them. But for some reason, Rhaenys gets out of it scot free, which is so weird to me. Like she didn't get hurt at all from that. It just solely hit Aegon, which sucks. But yeah, I agree. I think that's more so what it is, and that's what you believe as well.
But I believe to be true. Also, dude, see, this is another reason I fucking hate Aemon, dude. It's like Aegon had that fight. Come on, man. Like, just give him some time. Let him cook. Let him get his bearings.
Yeah.
Sunfire would have trashed Meleys and cringe Rhaenys. Come on. Would have
Um, but
Aemon wrecked it.
I'm kind of, I should say upset. Just kind of disappointed with Vagar's moves. His alt, or excuse me, his alt, her alt is just hiding behind and coming up from below to above. Like that's just the
The same
classic
kill.
move.
Yeah, it's
It's
the same kill from Luke. It was super. Yeah, I hated that. It was super lame.
same kill from Luke. It's like one of those people you play with a video game with, and they just keep using the same move. You're like, dude, just stop button mashing me. You won't even let me get up. Like you just use the same move over and over again. And then Vagar's like, yeah, well, I win, so who cares? Like I've lasted this long because I know the one move that'll always let me win. But I think so. I'm calling this out now. I think Vagar is going to try, or either someone's going to try that on Vagar and they're going to counter that, or you're going to think Vagar is coming down below and then she's going to come up somewhere else, right? So they've done the setup, twist, the third one, right?
You think that's the twist? Man, that's a shitty
Well,
twist. If
you're like
that's their
they're like they look down and all of a sudden from above, ah! It's
wow,
one of those
so different.
classic Three Stooges.
It is a Three Stooges. If anybody doesn't see that thing coming up from above, they are retards. But you know what? They are kind of retards. You know, okay,
Yeah.
this shot right here is reminding me. I'm so glad that Tyrion's Child Slayer 5000 knife is making like the Westerosi Grand Tour. Is this knife going to be at every important battle, every important location? Every
But
I
there's
hope
a
to
lot
God
of
that George didn't have anything to do with this.
there's a lot of fire going on here. Do you think he saw any sort of writing on the knife? Like everywhere around him, it's hot over there. Do
I
you
would
think there's
say
any?
yes normally, but I thought the same thing. But if you look at this knife, it looks like it's covered in soot. So I guess that's their little way of writing it out.
There you go.
Also, did I say this earlier? Why do the dragons explode when they impact when they fall? Both Sunfire and Meleys just blew up when they hit. And Sunfire didn't even die.
Meleys like dropped in the most inconvenient way possible for Rook's Rest because it just opened up the gates for everyone to come through. They're like, oh, we'll just crawl over this dumb dragon's body and get in there. And it's like, damn, that really sucks. You're supposed to protect us, and you're actually the immediate downfall of our keep here.
And she only fell like 50 feet away from open water, too. Like, you know how pissed I'd be? It's like, man, I could have easily survived this if I'd just fallen a little bit more over. But I suppose Aemon probably would have peppered the water with that, like, super projectile fire and probably finished the job. But either way, I'd be pissed, man. I would have wanted to land in the water.
We got a couple people that died this episode, so we'll do our classic rest in piss or rest in peace, right?
Yep.
So for the first one are the people that like we get to see on screen dying. They're kind of like the bigger characters, kind of. We'll do first the Darkland, the Lord of Darkland, that is the father of one of the King's Guards. He is, I don't know if his name is Gorman Darkland.
Gorman, isn't it really Gorman?
I don't know. I heard that somewhere, but I'll do let's do Darkland.
Yes, rest in peace or piss.
In
I was gonna wait for you to
I'll
finish
make
the
the
poll
poll.
before. Yeah, I was
Yep.
gonna wait for you to finish before I give my opinion. But you know what? Screw you guys. I think rest in piss because he failed to deliver a one-liner before he died. It's such an easy thing to do. Everybody in the chat know this. There's always a chance that an invading force is gonna come, even if it's just like a set of burglars that come to your house to execute you and your family. All right, it's a real possibility anytime. Have a one-liner ready to go and think of a few of them. Maybe it's racially motivated, or maybe it's just because you want to get under the skin of the people who are,
Yeah.
doing
Who
doing
says you have
this
to
to
be
you.
politically correct right before you die, right? They're not going to
Don't have
cancel
to
you.
be. You don't have to be. Absolutely. So get something really good ready because they're going to kill you either way. And honestly, if you out alpha them, maybe they'll keep you alive. Like I could see some kind of weird reverse psychology thing going on where if you're the Chad in the room, maybe this guy is about to execute you and all of his friends like realize, you know,
Oop,
whoa,
I pulled you backstage for a second. I was
weird.
clicking something. What about his friends?
I
All
was
his
gonna
friends say
say,
what? It was like
I was
10
gonna say if you roast this guy in front of his friends who are also there to, kill you and
Oh,
your
dude.
family, grape your daughter, it's like, man, they might keep you alive if you roast them hard enough. So I think
Yeah, imagine if you could turn the tables right there where you insult them
might
so
be
much
able to.
they make them stand up. They're like, Lord Hand, please take a knee. We're gonna actually cut your head off now.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, imagine that reversal. Yeah,
Flip
you
the
could
script,
definitely
baby.
do the Kramer advice that he gives George, where he's like, "Well, I had sex with your wife."
Oh
That,
yeah,
I mean,
dude.
always have that one in the back, right? But dude, this is actually a lot closer than I thought. Darkland, Reston. It's a 59% right now for Piss versus Peace. People are simping for this Darkland boy here. We should
Yeah.
check maybe with the chat here, the greens versus blacks, because if you want to show your green support, guys, go ahead. For $1.99, you can get custom emojis in our chat. You can show your green support with the banners.
And a free super chat once per
Yeah,
month.
and a free super chat once per month.
Yes,
We'll read it out.
once per
Also, we're
month.
going to be hopefully after the season's done, doing some more live stream stuff, and we'll be offering more things for either members or I don't know, we'll start Patreon or something gay like that. People would appreciate. But okay, Piss is at 61%. Oh, can we get it at 70, guys? It's only 79 votes. What the hell's going on here? What am I, crazy pills?
Unbelievable.
I wonder if
Yeah,
some people are on delays or something.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people do like restart or whatever. I always think that's so funny seeing chats from people like responding to something we said 2 hours ago. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, come on. This is obvious. Who cares what the poll says? This is rest and piss all day long.
Yep, rest in piss. Let's just end it before somehow a bunch of blacks come in here. You know what I'm talking about. Team Black.
Like the blacks.
Team Black. Don't cancel. Please don't cancel me. Okay, end this poll already. Also, we have a pinned comment here. Mike has bad knees, who gifted us so many memberships earlier. I'm trying to end this poll. You can follow us on Twitter. You can DM us over there if you have any awesome suggestions. Is this poll ending for you? Finally, holy shit.
Yeah,
all right.
It did.
There we go. I think my computer's acting up. Let's start another poll here for our Queen That Never Was. Bernice.
This isn't even, if there's a single piece in this, I'm going to question who's watching our content. This must be a brand new person who just showed up for a few minutes. Like, no way. This is piss all day. Rest in piss. I'm sick of her attitude. I'm glad she's gone. The little noble sacrifice thing. You know what? Thanks for contributing to the cause.
Well,
maybe she finally feels bad about her Terry attacking King's Landing.
I know. Well, her attack or this whole like moment, they're trying to make us feel for her in this, right? You're like, oh wow, she's gonna sacrifice herself. She keeps going back, but I'm thinking she's gonna possibly die to the people she could have killed a couple episodes ago. And on top of it, she killed so many innocent lives doing it. You could really rewrite episode 9 to make her look more sympathetic and make her look like she's trying to run away with her dragon, leaving the dragon's pit and thinking, I could end this right now, but I don't want to take any lives right now. And she just escapes. But instead, she killed like hundreds of people just to show the Greens that she's a bad bitch. And then turns out she's just a retarded bitch.
Yes. And you know, larger commentary on this, on her character in general. I think that her character largely in this whole show just failed overall. I really do think that it failed. I think she could have been more interesting. And Corliss is almost heading down the same path. Maybe his own like little solo show they're going to do of him, his 9 voyages will kind of help out that situation. But Rhaenys, it just feels like every time they gave her any lines, she was just being like pretending to be stoic, but pouting about getting passed over for the throne. Remember back in season 1, like everything that she did was just passive aggressive toward Rhaenyra, but she still had this camaraderie with her over being like the passed over woman or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that they really took away any dimension that's possible with to have with her character by just sticking her on that so hard. And they kept going with it this season. They kept going with it, except she was just Rhaenyra's mouthpiece while she was off, doing nothing. Like if Rhaenyra had been in the room for the episodes up to this point, what would Rhaenys have done? Nothing. She would have nothing to do except peg Corlys.
Yeah. And what they made us think that Rhaenys had some sort of combat what's it called, experience. And also the way Rhaenyra also says it to Jace when Jace is like, let me go, I'll go fight, and Rhaenyra's like, oh, I got the million IQ move, I will go as queen. Everyone's like, you're a fucking idiot, shut the fuck up, sit down, you're not going, that's the dumbest idea ever. Yep. And but Rhaenyra also says like, you don't have experience. What experience do you need? It's just flying. I mean, like flying experience, that's the one thing, right? But none of these people have dragon combat experience. The only person that has that is Daemon. 100%. That's the only one. Now, some of the dragons do, like Rhaenys' dragon has plenty of combat experience, but Rhaenys doesn't have that. She doesn't know how to like command her dragon in a combat way. If anything, she's just going to put it on autopilot, right? So I just hate this stupid argument of, oh yes, I will. I have experience. No, I have experience, and I am the war veteran here. It's like, shut up. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. It's embarrassing. I think it was a total failure. I'm glad she's gone. I really am. I think, you know what? Let me ask you this question. Who do you want to die next? I know we got another. Do we have one more rest in peace or piss? I don't remember.
We have no, actually, because who was the other one I have written down here? I don't think it's that big of a character.
Okay, yeah. So who do you, if you could choose, who do you want
one character?
to die?
I'm rubbing my hands together.
Yes.
Alicent and Rhaenyra are both pissing me off, so I really wish the Septi somehow could have stabbed each other. I wish they would have had the duel like at the Cargills had.
I was gonna say the same as the Cargills. Oh, sister, my sister.
Yeah. Yep. I know a lot of people online want them to be scissoring each other, so I hope they just run with scissors into each other and kill each other and die. That'd be my dream situation here. I'm trying to think of anybody else besides those two.
If you'd actually want to die, you know what? I don't know either. They'd be the top two for sure because I can't think of any real shitsters besides them. It's such a normie pick, but I guess maybe. And Cole's just such a little bitch. I can't wait to see him die in a way. I hate falling for that normie stuff though, man. I really do. They just want me to hate him so bad.
Aemon, you're saying?
No, Kristen Cole. Kristen Cole.
Sorry,
they want me to hate him so bad, and it sucks that I'm falling for it because I don't want to hate him, but I just do because they're making him so unlikable.
Nah, that's the reason why I'm anytime they try to force something down my throat, contrary to popular belief, you force it down my throat, I'm not gonna swallow it, right? I'm not gonna just gulp it up, right? I'm gonna spit it right back out. He's
lying, guys, but play along for now.
So I don't like when they're trying to force a narrative down my throat, and it feels like it's more so this is how you should believe versus, hey, I'm gonna tell you a story, and if you think this guy is a piece of shit, so be it. But right now they're like, yeah, he's bad because we're making him so over the top, stupid, and annoying. That's why he's bad. And then when you read the books, you're like, okay, this is nothing like him at all. Like, I understand if they make Daemon and Aemon more so the more unlikable characters because they do unlikable things. What does Kristen Cole do that's unlikable in the books? Nothing. There's nothing.
Dude, absolutely nothing. No, nothing. Unless you just unless you're in the book and you're, a simp for this archaic like monarchy thing. Rhaenyra is the rightful queen. It's like, why? Because her idiot, easily manipulatable dad, who was the king, because of his blood, said that he should be. Like, it's so bizarre, man. In real life, the people, I don't want to get political or anything like that, but the people who I feel like would never be on the side of a monarchy for some reason are like in full support of the monarchy in this universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't that just bizarre? It's like, what? This is like the least legitimate way to qualify somebody to rule basically a continent of individual kingdoms. Like, that is just so be it. Yeah. Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Hey, check this shit out right here.
No, hold on. So Sobe's talking shit in the chat. Listen, I like when people talk shit to us in our comments. It actually gets me more like up, gives me more energy. So,
hey, Sobe, Demon Slayer sucks. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, hold on. These people actually are dumb. Yeah, yeah. I think we are 100%.
Yes, sir.
0 IQ here. So nothing fine here. What?
Wait a minute. Hold up. I gotta respond to this last one. Cole literally killed hundreds of innocent people. What do you think Rhaenys did? All in one go, man.
Yeah.
And then she's looked at as the hero for it.
Hilarious.
Hey.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, yeah, hold on. Lord of, what is it? Lord
Pela?
of,
I think Pela.
What a pale. Hey, thank you for becoming a member. It does mean a lot to us, so thank you. Yeah, I think if you look at it as everyone is a bad guy and everyone's doing bad things, then that's cool, right? Like, um, that like I'm not going to take the moral high ground of like my person killed less people, that guy's evil. It's like, yeah, everyone's killing everyone. And that I think Otto had, or the actor that plays Otto is I'm trying to think of his name, but he says like, yes, they're just both sides committing war crimes and you just watch how they all die. It's entertaining. I'm like, oh yeah, that is entertaining, but at least you can have fun and be like, yeah, I like this side a little bit more and play with it. But there's so many people with their cringe high ground, be like, I'm for the small folk. I'm gonna take a moral high ground with a fictional story. I'm gonna flick my bean to being morally superior to you people who are just trying to watch entertainment and enjoy your lives and entertainment. It's like, dude, just go into your car, start your car, listen to our stream, hit the like button, and make sure the garage is closed and just watch a couple of our videos. Maybe we'll
take a hose, put it from the exhaust right into the window. Just, it'll make you feel really good, I promise. You know, Bus and Jeeber says Cole is really cringe. He is. That's the part, man. It sucks in the show. I'm falling for it because the book Kristen Cole, he's not cringe whatsoever. There's a good chance that Rhaenyra comes on to him. He's pissed at her about, you know, not taking his oath seriously and whatever, you know, him basically being victim of SA, similar situation, but he's not a cringe lord in the book. He's just on the side of Team Green. He's a great like military strategist and he's a great fighter. Like that's all he is. That's all he is.
Yeah. Unknown just became a member. Thank you so much. We'll be adding more custom emojis. We'll add a couple ones we like, but I think next stream we'll leave a couple open and we'll vote on them, which ones we should have next, because you guys who are supporting us should have somewhat of a say in all this, right?
Well, what's the cap? Like, how many do we need before we can put?
Let me look real quick. Well, I think I had a couple.
Because it's stupid. They have these rules. Yeah, you can only have, at least to start off the top here, 4 emojis. Like that is so little. Like doesn't that seem strange? Why 4 emojis? Why? What's the issue with having like 10? Why can't we have 10?
Why can't we have 1 million?
Why can't we have 2 million? Okay. Muna 199 says Cole's just a guy doing his job in the book. Yeah, literally, he's a guy doing his job. He is a member of the Kingsguard, probably according to Mushroom, you know, the God King of truth telling. Rhaenyra tries to basically seduce him or come on to him, and he actually did care about her at the very least as her protector, right? Like I'm doing a great job. This is like the highest honor I could achieve with my low-born status or my lower-born status, whatever. So he feels very insulted by it, and from then on, he's, you know, kind of on Team Green because he realizes how non-seriously Rhaenyra takes things. So that's all it is. That's the worst you could say about him, is that he's pissed at Rhaenyra for a legitimate reason.
So I'm trying to see here let's see. Yeah, we'll be able to add a lot more emojis. We got 4 more we can get for next time. So we'll leave like 2 or 3 open for us to for you guys to vote on in the chat. But the more we get, the more emojis we get, and we'd love to hear what you guys want, because I think we're gonna have like a Robert screaming one, a Stannis Chad one, I think.
Oh, and what about the legend, Craster?
Oh, dude, we have that one already made for us.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's ready to
speaking
go.
of new members, Joby, thank you, and Juby, and Mr. Snow Beanie. Too close for my liking, Snow Beanie. And then, did you look at these comments here? I was trying to look at something else.
No. Auto misses tapping Vizzy TV. Yep. True that. Yeah. With Laenor alive, even Aegon the Younger and little Viserys, Rhaenyra's 4 children are bastards. Dude, true. Out of wedlock, baby. They're illegitimate. Oh, wait, no, they were in wedlock, I guess, but second husband, cringe.
Rhaenys hitting the Christ pose as she fell. Yeah, not a huge fan. I mean, like, it was fine. Like, I don't really care.
Blasphemy. You know, okay.
Yeah, blasphemy. I'm indifferent about it, I guess. But I think it was with Rhaenys. I just hope when she was falling, she could just think about all the mistakes she made all that time down there, right? She's like, oh, fuck. I should have killed those guys. Why the hell? Why'd I even offer to come here? Like, I could have been doing something. Oh, this pisses me off. Why'd I wear this? This is such a stupid thing I'm wearing right now.
What is this headband?
Let's cut the circulation off my crystal skull head. There's a couple more comments here that
controversial revolutionary says Aegon should have read the room better. He knows Aemond well enough to know. He knows Aemond well enough to know that he put the edge. He effed around and found out I love Aemond. You love Aemond. Listen, I understand the take. I do. I get it. It's not as bad as the like if you like Rhaenys kind of thing. But nah, man. He's way out of line. Aegon's just
girls-
trying to make Aemond one of the boys, bringing him in,
I
giving him
know.
shit.
I think the girls like Aemond. I think my wife even says like, "Oh, poor Aemond." I'm like, dude, stop. This guy needs to be bullied out of this situation.
Really?
Dude,
my wife
I'm not,
hates Aemond. That's like
oh,
number
really?
one hate list.
Well,
yeah.
My wife doesn't like him, but she feels bad for him. I'm saying like, oh, this poor guy. He just needs like someone to give him love. I'm like, oh,
Because of the pig
hopefully
thing?
don't go to the brothel. Well, just like him in general. Maybe it's because he's like the Crimson Chin and looks what's it called like looks disgusting. What does A1 say? Can you
make joining the membership? Can you make joining the membership to everyone? All right, A1, redo that comment. Make it make sense. And you know what? Make it a super chat this time, please.
Yeah, people can join. If you go underneath, let's see if I think I have the live stream up right now.
Did you mean like make it possible for everybody? Because everybody should be able to right now.
You go to right underneath in the stream, it says our Hilter. There should be a join button. You click that join, that's what it would be for $1.99. So let's yeah, we already said this person. Oh, and this person's simping DM Collins, who's been
like
super
DM
chatting.
Collins.
And yeah, I like DM Collins too, but DM, my
reason.
guy. What's going on here?
You need a Christ pill or something, man. Alice Rivers is sexy like a sexy witch whose warts are still passable as moles. Not good, man. Not good. Not good. Well, what in the A1 said that it's not available to her, so I'm not sure what's up with that.
Well, she's not in America, I don't think, so maybe that's a reason why. I'm not sure, but we'll try to figure it out. Maybe you can get gifted a membership.
Like Australia or something again?
I don't remember.
I don't know. A1, where are you from?
Something where they have an what's called inflation on the pass that she would throw us a couple of them.
Right. True. Yeah, she gives it out too easily, to be honest with you. I shouldn't be able to say the hard R, but I've been saying it all week.
I'm ending the poll finally here, and it says 66%. A little too low than I want. I want that closer to the 80s, 90s, baby. Rhaenys, rest in piss, bitch. And she'll always be remembered as the queen that never was.
Okay, yeah, she is Australian. Yeah, sorry about that, A1.
Cringe.
I'm not sure why you can't, but yeah, maybe it's your cringe country's fault, I guess, / continent. Do you refer to it as a country or a continent when you're there? Because it's both, right?
Yeah.
Muna says Aemond needs to learn to take bants. Translation?
Yeah, I don't know. Give it a second.
Yeah, Muna correct it as a regular chat, and we'll read it. We'll read it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, anybody else too, let us know if you have the same problem as A1, because we want everybody to be able to become members. If you,
we got an Aussie in here,
Australian as well.
Yeah, here we go. Dog of War. Aemond deserves people.
Dude, yes.
Yeah, come on. He needs to fight back, but it's just kind of weird that he's like, oh, he pushed me too far. Murder. It's like, dude, I think there's like a line of escalation here where it's like, hey, you've been bullying me. I'm going to show my dominance by belittling you in front of the small council. And it's like, damn, he really does have control of that. And you can see like the conflict building up. Again, if we had a couple more episodes where the conflict's building up and it kind of is like tit for tat, and we see him escalate. And eventually it's like, you know what? I think actually this area would be a lot better without you. And then that's when he pulls the trigger on shooting Vagar at him,
Yeah, no, 100%, man. It's just all about the pacing. I hate to sound like a broken record or whatever, but we're probably going to say it a million times by the end of the season, but the pacing is just a huge issue. As time goes on here too, I'm most offended by the lack of Jason Cregan stuff in the North. That's like the stuff I wanted to see the most, I think, in retrospect. Not because I'm like a Stark cringe lord guy or whatever, but it's just a little bit change of scenery. And I'm a sucker for a bromance, dude. There is no relationship more pure than a platonic male friendship. Sorry to tell you. It's just reality. Muna, 499, says Aemond needs to learn to take some bants, and I can't join for some reason either. You're the third person. Somebody else said this too.
Refresh the stream. Maybe try that. Refresh the stream real quick, and then after this, I just want to see, because
then right here,
it's working for some people. Sevra.
Okay. Caleb Brown said, "Yeah, I can't become a member either." And in the U.S., I don't know.
Yeah, refresh the stream. Maybe that will do it. But Sevra became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Don't worry if you can't. We'll still be available next week. So don't worry.
Maybe if you super chat like $1,000 or something like that, maybe it'll like force you to join. I don't know. It's just an idea.
Just try it. We swear we'll refund it.
Maybe not.
All right.
All right. Well, anyway, do you want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah. Any last thoughts on the episode, though? What you thought about I thought the cliffhanger was a lot better on this one. I think that's something I wanted to say earlier. Last episode's cliffhanger was complete trash. We just had, oh, it looks like we're gonna have to go to war. Yeah, we fucking know. We've had like every single episode has been leading to the war, and we've been
the rest of us have been at war. The rest of us have been at war for 5 episodes, and you're you're the only ones not. Yeah, I thought the cliffhanger was decent. I thought that this episode in general was on the better half of episodes this season. Real quick, I meant to ask you this way earlier. Where do you rank it amongst the episodes so far this season? I think I know mine.
Second best because I like the brothers fighting.
Same here. That's
episode 2 better.
Too.
Yep. So this is the second best episode.
The rest of episode 2, not sure about. I mean, it was kind of slow-ish or whatever, but I think I liked episode 2 overall way more than this episode. But this is a second place for sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here so much. We're going to be heading out. We'll have another video come out this Saturday. But in the meantime, anything else you want to say to them about anything?
No, actually, no, dude. I don't even have a smart-ass comment to say. Go to hell, guys. Comment? I love you.
Yeah, we'll be here next week. So if you haven't already, smash that like button right now. Also, hey, real quick. Stay here. We're going to end the stream pretty quick right after we're done talking here. And leave an insulting comment to us or anything you thought about the episode if you don't feel like insulting us. Because we like to hear the hate, even if it's fun. That's how we banter. Listen, we're like Aegon. We're the boys. You make a joke, you throw one back, you know.
Give us
what Eamon should have said. Eamon should have said there is like, yeah, listen, I'm the only one that can please her because all you micro dicks around here can't get in there. And they're like, dude,
dude, started
Eamon can hang.
His balls, man. Oh, yeah, dude, exactly. Yeah. Perfect. So. All right. Well, anyway, yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it. See you next week.
Yep.